It's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Katie's here.
Hello.
I'm here.
You know what time it is.
Yes. So it's a celebration of your weekly fun.
Mm-hmm.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
You guys like this show, right?
It
is.
It's
Ray. Name.
Is it broadcasting?
It's time for
Shanahanigans live.
everyone.
How far can that go?
Pretty far, as I recall. Name.
Is it broadcasting?
It's time for.
Shanahanigans live.
You got it. What are you doing today?
I'm gonna
Inking?
start clicking.
Inking or drawing?
Oh, inking.
Okay, I gotta rhyme this
I'm
perfectly.
inking.
He's going Shaggy, feeling fine. Okay, that'll work. And he's going to ink.
Yeah.
Shaggy's feeling fine. And guess what? Yesterday he just turned 29.
Happy birthday.
Why, thank you.
Oh.
Finally, someone acknowledged it.
Oh.
No, we had people over yesterday.
Yeah, that would have been really awkward.
That would have been depressing. The Canon.
Is it broadcasting?
It's time for the Shanahanigans.
Shanahanigans. Welcome to Shanahanigans Live.
Yes!
I
And to
am-
those of you who just left because you were like, oh, what's this live show? Accordion! Boo! Well, shame, neener on you. Shame.
Mm-hmm.
Ants in the pants. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, if you're new, welcome. I'm Katie Shanahan, a cartoonist.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Storyboard artist from Toronto, Canada. This is my brother, Shaggy.
If you're new to this show, I'm not angry at you. You're still here. I'll just drink my strawberry-infused water to help
Yeah,
chill
yeah,
out.
so it's going to look like I'm just off screen the whole time, but I'm working just off a table. 'cause
She's
I have
gambling.
To be very flat with
Yeah.
this.
Unfortunately, we don't have. If you're new to the show, we'll just talk about how the show was better long ago. Back in the day, we had
You
a
guys
camera.
remember when we had
Katie
dual
Cam?
cameras?
Remember that?
Yeah.
Camera 2 was for
I think
Katie.
we can bring that back because Katie Cam just goes over my shoulder and then
Yes.
aims at the comics. So you
Yes.
guys can actually watch real-time drawing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was thinking about setting it up, but that was 5
Wonder
minutes
if I
before
can-
your time. So.
Yeah, I wonder if it's this laptop should be able to handle it because the problem with the Katie Cam back in the day was I don't even think there was a problem with that camera, but
Oh, I think
it was just the
good.
fact that we were doing the show wireless and switching camera feeds and using
Yeah.
screen capture. It would kill the show. Like the show would just freeze and crash and stuff. Not to say this show never freezes and crashes. Thanks
Whoa.
to modern technology like Google Plus, this show it could end at any second now. So like
That's what makes it so precious.
this show's like a horror movie. When the music is like not that part, but then when it goes really quiet and then something jumps out at you.
The cat.
Yeah. So this whole show is the second after the violin or the accordion, and the entire time there's gonna be a jump scare like on a log ride when it just goes.
Tuesday
like a
we're stressed
ball of
out. We're
water.
so stressed out all
Yeah.
the time right now.
So it's amazing we run this show at all under pressure. You should be thanking us. How are you?
I'm good. I'm a little worn out, but good. Just a lot of brain work today. I was working on some tricky scenes, so
Yeah.
it was a lot of mental energy going into the boards. But right now I get to ink, and that's my favorite part of the comic making process because it's just you're just putting it's like jazz. You're just putting down, just feeling it.
Yeah.
You make it look awesome.
Well, that sounds good. Nice. Well, I'm happy
Yeah.
for that. If you're also joining us on the show, if you're on the Google Plus side of things, which we mentioned, you can also join in the Q&A or the roughly placed suggestion of words that may show up at our screen anytime now section. That being said, so if you post there, I'm not sure what the order is. I assume top is oldest and bottom is newest, but honestly, it's all over the damn place. You can also vote up people's questions and comments. Like in the case of Andrew Murray, his pre-show comments was the anticipation. Well, I hope it all panned out.
I hope
Hope
we
you're
made
happy.
it fit for you.
Andrew also had 5 votes, so I think... See, the voting system doesn't even count either, because there's a 1 under a 2 above a 2. And
It's topsy-turvy.
so basically, if you want us to sort of notice your comments, you can vote them, but it really doesn't help at all. Then again, that 5 was pretty cool, Andrew.
Oh, Leslie's here. Hi, Leslie.
Oh, we'll get to that. We got Maya throwing a birthday confetti. Thank you very much, Maya, for the birthday confetti. I like it. I could see it now. We got Yaiba. going, I don't know why, but I'm getting a Teen Wolf vibe from Shaggy. Yes! It was my... Well, it's about proportions. The beard hasn't actually changed at all, but I got my annual haircut to celebrate age.
Do they have a lot of beards in Teen Wolf?
Do they? Is it like a bearded high school?
It's because that would be...
Is that what was in? Like, the kids are all hipster and beards now, so all our teen dramas is like... Like
with the wax and mustaches.
It's all like beards and stuff.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to wait. That'd be... I would watch. I'd be like, finally, a show I can identify with. There's not enough beards on television. And when they are, they're portrayed poorly. They're mean and full of food. Yeah.
I like that critic guy.
There's not enough beards in video games. There was going to be... Okay. I'm really pissed off at the Splinter Cell series. Because in one of the stories, Sam Fisher was going to be like disheveled and just this like schmuck with long hair and a beard.
Like, yes.
But then they're like, and it's like, oh my gosh, he's got a beard and he's in a graveyard. This is crazy. And he has a hoodie maybe. And then they changed it to like, nah, he's clean cut again. I'm like,
yeah.
boo.
That was like in Avatar when they're in the Fire Nation and Aang got that giant beard. Oh no, he got hair. Never mind.
Yeah.
But there was another one where they had a beard.
Well, Sokka got a beard.
Yeah, he got beard.
Yeah, he has the beard. Yeah. So to explain, the beard hasn't changed, but I cut my hair, which proportionally made the beard look like it made sense. But now that you can see the shape of my skull, you can tell that the beard is larger than said skull. So it looks like the Teen Wolf characters, apparently. The hot thriller drama.
I think you need to be shirtless for that to work.
Is that what it's... Oh, I heard that too. Is that true? Teen Wolf is a shirtless show, apparently?
Werewolves are allergic to shirts.
Yeah, I heard about that because, like, they updated it from silver to clothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You just shoot an air cannon with a t-shirt.
T-shirt cannon on a wolf, and now stop him. Write it down. That is genius. This is how we come up with ideas. We yell at each other for a while, and someone says something. Wolf.
Wolf cannon.
T-shirt
wolf cannon. And then forget what it meant later.
Well,
and then you're looking at the sticky note like...
Werewolf T-shirt cannon. I'm like, is it a werewolf wielding a T-shirt cannon?
What was the joke?
What is it? We're going to rewatch the episode, which I never do. We got Heather saying, smiley face, hubby buddy. Hubby buddy.
Hey, little sister!
Is that like, how are you? Like, how's everybody?
We're commiserating because we just finished Hannibal Season 2. No spoilers, but we're both like, good stuff.
Right.
Good stuff.
I'm not part of that train.
So I Hannibal train.
Haven't even got it at the station yet. I'm still at home checking my luggage to see if I want to go on this trip.
And they're all like,
They're like, guys, come on. It's already 2 trains have gone by. There's a third one coming soon. Speaking of thirds, I just got an email from Netflix because they love me. And they're like, hey, guess what? Sherlock Season 3 is on your Canadian Netflix now, you schmuck. And I'm like, ooh.
I can
so
watch
that's
it
exciting. Yeah, legit.
And actually get the creators paid.
Yes. I would like to. I don't know if that's how it works. Do they get paid based on how people watch it, or is it like a movie ticket thing?
No, but I mean, if you're watching Netflix versus a download, someone is getting their fair something.
Unlike Game of Thrones, where like HBO proudly posts the stats where it's like, it's the most downloaded show.
I'm like, I would pay for it. I would pay for it.
No Game of Thrones spoilers here, folks. With the spoiler-free zone, we're all young, and we like to experience everything the first time, so we're not going to say nothing. Heather says it means happy birthday. Apparently. Thank you, Heather. A lot of votes of 2 here. Is there one person like troll voting who's like, let's vote up everything so they won't know what to answer? Maybe. Troll voting, how dare you. Yaiba also says, how's it going? Excited? How's it going, guys? Excited? For the zest of life, yes. Is there something in particular we're supposed to be excited for?
Oh, I like living.
I do have a long list of stuff that's coming up because I'm trying to like refine the format of the show vaguely by adding a upcoming events section, which I used to do on the YouTube channel, but it's like, what's the point of like a recorded show that has upcoming events? Because you're gonna watch the video 2 years later and be like, oh, that happened 2 years ago.
Fun.
Wish I was there. Boo. We got Esmoledonte Chops saying, I have my ticket to Vancouver on August 8th. Hope to see you guys.
Oh, we're not going to be in Vancouver in August. We're
not from Vancouver.
We're from Toronto. We were in Vancouver for VanCap, which was last weekend?
2 weeks ago? Last weekend?
Yeah, sorry. We'll go back, but
we won't be there.
You can go hang out with our friend Dan.
Well, our friend Dan will be there, so look up Dan, and you can hang with him. He's a good guy.
He's a good dude.
Leslie's saying, happy birthday, Shaggy. It's Leslie. It said so in the name. Just in case you didn't read
Leslie,
it.
of course, I was going to mention this, but it just passed. This Sunday was high tea at the embassy, the comic book embassy, where you all get together and have tea and cookies and cupcakes, baked goods, and talk about all things nerdy. I could not go because I was at a friend's barbecue, but Leslie always makes the most amazing cheesecake, tiny cheesecake cup brownie chocolate madness things.
Leslie also knows.
That's once a month. So if you Toronto folk want to check out some fun tea time comic shenanigans, check out the Comic Book Embassy on Facebook.
Leslie also notes mine is tomorrow, as in birthdayness, I assume.
Nice.
So happy tomorrow birthday. Mine was actually yesterday, but I was like, I didn't post like nothing. Well, if you followed the Twitter, yeah, that was all I was doing. I was like, hey, it's cake. I was just posting things. But yeah, it was good times. Yesterday wasn't really any formal party or nothing. It was we'll get into it in a bit, but it was coincidentally a Rurouni Kenshin live action movie screening night that we were doing.
Really enjoyable.
And it wasn't actually, it was the spoiler. It's really good.
Yeah.
Man, these anime adaptations are getting way better because Death Note was like, all right, it has Red Hot Chili Peppers in it. All right, I gotcha.
Well, like I came downstairs with my comic work, so I was like, it's going to be super camp, so I'll just look up at the fight scenes. But then I was just like, this is really well shot.
Yeah.
And this is really good, and that guy's very handsome.
We'll get into it in a second because we got lots of these to read through. But yeah, if you're curious, do check out that. And I was going on a tangent there, saying other animated and video game shows. Like if you watch the Phoenix Wright movie, it's fantastic. It's one of the best adaptations I've ever seen. Actually, it's so good. But we'll go more into that later. We got Tyler Mann saying Evan knows it starts at 8. Even knowing it starts at 8, I've been here for almost an hour.
I gotta say, Tyler, I've been seeing your cosplay of the character from the Croods. Really cool. Looked really cool. Like very good stuff. Good job.
Cool. We got Matthew Pritchard with a voting of 2. Yes, I saw that. Thank you very much. But it was like posted to Katie, then sent to me. I'm like, why didn't you send it to me?
No, he emailed me, so I sent it to you.
Okay. That was really cool, actually. But yes. It says, what's up, Kane Shaggy? How's your birthday, Shaggy? Very good. And thank you for the little comic art there. That was excellent to see. I'm always a fan of the fan art. You guys want to make fan art of this show? We used to have one guy who did that. The Flex Fox was always making little things. Fox. So if anyone wants to make the Werewolf T-shirt canon drawing and send it our way, I won't stop you. If you guys are doing nothing in front of your computer right now and got a free Photoshop setup hand available, I'm not stopping no one.
It'll be good publicity. No, what is it called?
What?
Exposure.
Oh yeah, it'll be good exposure. It'll
get
your name.
Your portfolio.
I can't pay you or give you credit, but it'll be good exposure. You guys should follow the Twitter for exposure. It's great. It's all those idiots.
Yeah, it drives me crazy. I had to stop following it because it was making me angry.
Yeah, it's just like, I can't pay you or even give you tell you when it's due or whatever, but as soon as you can. We got Hezbollah saying, excited for Lindsay Sterling Sibs!
Yeah!
Did you already buy tickets?
I'm going to do that today!
Okay.
Tomorrow morning.
There's
a lot available. Are you coming?
I don't know. Was I supposed to? Do
you want to?
Oh, yeah. How much is it?
They're like $30.
$30?
35.
All right, so if you're not in the know, Lindsay Sterling is the one who plays a lot of his video game music video, violin pieces. She was also in the Freddie Wong Zelda video where she was smashing pots and stuff like that. And she's coming to Toronto. Actually, her poster was also in the Silver Snail, which reminded me about it. Then Heather called to remind me about it. I thought you guys already bought tickets for it. Apparently haven't.
I was going to go yesterday, and then I was coming back with that chocolate fruit thing.
Oh, we'll get into that in a sec. Yeah. There's lots of things to get into.
Actually, how late is Soundscape open? Because I'll just run out after the show.
They're in college?
Yeah, they're in college.
Oh, you can buy tickets right from there?
Yeah.
Might be good to go for a walk. It's really warm in here.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
When is it? Do you know when the show is?
It's the Saturday of Taffy.
So
June.
Is that in the morning, evening, afternoon?
Evening.
Okay, so we'd book it and go to.
Yeah, we
gotta go see Lindsay. Okay, I gotcha. We'll see. We got Andrew Murray saying, I would love to have tea and go read comics.
Tea and comics.
You can do that. Or do you mean with us? What are you saying, Andrew? Does anyone want to hang out with us? Is that what you're saying?
Do you want to hang out with us?
Want to come over? Want to have tea? Tea parties in our magical garden,
What I really want to do, we have a nice backyard and front yard here, but
and porch.
I went to the park by Duff Mall, Dufferin, and you can rent fire pits there. You can actually rent like a fire pit and a bunch of logs and
Well,
hang
that's
out
cool.
and barbecue and have a
I guess they sort of do
s'mores and
that
stuff.
at Hyde Park as well,
Yeah,
right?
I want to do that. I want
And
to
it's
have
so close to Pizza Hut and
picnic.
Toys R Us that it would be a
No,
great time.
that's not the point.
They're like, guys, you light the fire, I'll
No!
get the Nerf guns.
Okay, actually, there's actually a bunch of kids playing water soaker
Oh,
fight
yeah, yeah.
outside the front of the window there.
I have a big plan for that field. I want to play my new game of zombie tag, which I haven't told anyone about yet. Well, maybe I told one person. Okay, I told you.
Yeah, because I mentioned the feats.
Yeah.
The feet shuffle.
Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good. Good. We have rules. Anyway, you continue saying anything you want to accomplish this year before you hit 30. Okay. I'm at this crossroads. If you guys didn't catch a while ago on one of my music videos.
I was gonna say this is like the one June, July. This is like the 2-3 month span that we're only a year apart.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The more you learn.
Because you're gonna turn 30 and I'm 30.
Yeah. So before I turn 30, Andrew's asking anything I want to accomplish. And as I said, I'm at a bit of a crossroads, the intersection of life, as some say. As you may have caught in an earlier episode in one of my songs, I think one of my lyrics was "I'm unemployed" or something like that. So the case being, I'm currently a freelance. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's what I call it.
And I'm trying to decide what I want to do because I'm kind of burnt out on video right now, and I really want to push writing more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I know no one really makes a living off of writing unless you're like top tier. So it's like good to have a job while you're writing. So that puts me in this position: should I look for full-time work or just try to pick up some part-time gigs or freelance gigs while I push writing? Yeah, because it's weird because out of nowhere I got all these emails. Like I didn't even tell these people I was unemployed, but like all these people are catching up with me, being like, "Oh, I have a video proposition and this and that." I'm like,
if you don't want to do it,
what
then don't.
the hell?
Okay, the thing is like animation is wonderful, and I have so much respect for like just how much skill. It's amazing. It looks great. I don't personally like animating very much. I'm very much when I do the key poses, I just want to hand it off. I don't want to like sit there and mess it. And when I started off doing animation, like that was the only jobs I was doing. Therefore, that was the only jobs I could get. So to get into storyboarding, it's like I had to just kind of derail it in order to get there. And now I'm at the point where that's the work I get.
Yeah, because you're the storyboarder.
Yeah, so now people know I'm a storyboard artist. I've delivered. I do good work. And so now that's all the request. So it's like if you're not happy with what you're doing, you have to kind of. No one will be like, I bet he wants to write. So you have to kind of just.
I have to push that, but
make stuff and force it that direction.
Yeah, and it's scary because like right now there's like always these other opportunities to go back into video, but like it's kind of a weird world because it's all more commercial and promotional, and it's really I've been feeling like not getting me anywhere near. Like the job I've had for the past 2 years didn't even like it was even at like story like books type work, but had nothing to do with storytelling. It was all promotion for content and devices, and it's like the creative stuff always kind of like fizzled out in favor of tech specs and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like I felt like I went in the wrong direction for a while. Like don't get me wrong, it's great to have a job and be paid so you can afford such luxuries as houses and food.
I listen to this too many times, but when I feel kind of dragged down, I always listen to I listen to that commencement speech that Neil Gaiman did with the Make Good Art.
Oh yeah.
He talks about that and like the trappings of success, where it's like, oh, I'm good at this. It keeps working. I guess I'll keep doing this, but that's also kind of a trap. Like but you got always paraphrasing badly. It's a good watch. You should listen. Neil Gaiman Make Good Art, but he talks about making your goal the mountain, and it's like, are you heading towards the mountain? Are you heading away from the mountain? Try and pick up jobs that'll push you towards your goal instead of,
Well, the other thing
because I mean, the video stuff you did, that was great before when you were looking for work to do, but now that you find. Do you want to keep doing that? So maybe that's not the work you should keep pursuing.
Well, it's the same. Like, let's go to two quick things. One thing, the thing about doing the thing you want to do to get that work. That was the same thing we heard from the Tin Man talk at Animatic TO, where they were basically saying they made a demo reel of stuff that they wanted to do. Like these projects didn't actually exist, but they needed to show that they could do these things.
Yeah.
So they weren't just digging through their old archives to like redo the same stuff they've always done. Because if I go through all my archives and show just my commercial work again, then that's the jobs I get. I get the commercial work job. So I have to like create other things. But this is actually a whole paradigm shift. This isn't video. This is writing now. This is a whole different world.
And students watching this is the thing with your portfolios too. You want to put out the stuff you want to work on. So I mean, even if maybe your assignments haven't been exactly what you want to show, like make that on the side.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone that really wants to do crazy action storyboards, and you're like, because I mean, when we had our industry day, it was just, oh, put a spattering of everything in your portfolio. People look at that, they're like, oh, you're average at everything. They don't know what to focus
Yeah, you're
on.
not a
But if your
specialist.
board is all, these are my crazy action board shots, then people know, oh, this is what you're good at, and this is what you want to do.
Yeah, to
So
a
that's what
degree,
you
you
put
have to
out there.
specialize as opposed to try to like broadly fill in every job. Like
Mhm.
there's a benefit of that too, I guess, if you want kind of like just to be able to get into anywhere. But you do want to kind of hone your craft on something because there's like the jack of all trades, expert of none, gets hired for the job that doesn't require expertise, I guess.
Yeah, and
You
that's
know, to a
great if
degree.
you're happy doing that. But like if you want to specialize on one certain set of skills and you haven't been getting work that does that yet, the only way you're going to get the work is if you can show that you can do it, and that means doing your own project, making your own comics, writing stuff that you can show people. I've written something and
Yeah, yeah.
published.
Well, I have the credit, so I just have to like find what's the best way to package that. Like, here's the whole book, or here's sample pages from 3 books.
I
Because
think it's just hard because we haven't done it yet, but I think
Yeah.
you'll find when you get that first in, you're gonna be like, oh, that was easy.
yeah, well, because that's the thing. I don't know anything about proper writing, like resumes and stuff. Because it's kind of like when it comes to art, you can show people something and they're like, I get it. When it comes to writing, they have to sit down and take the time to read it all to be like, all right, and that takes, it's a different world I'm not used to yet. But the other thing I was thinking of talking about picking your jobs was something that Kazu said. That was in his backstory. What someone said to him, and the dude said, if you have a fallback plan, you'll fall back.
Mhm.
And the notion of that was being like, if you're like, well, I kind of want to do this, but if that doesn't work, I'll do this instead. Chances are, when any kind of barrier comes towards you, you'll go to the fallback like ASAP because you're like, well, this failed. Back to the
You don't
fallback.
give yourself enough of a chance to.
Yeah, as opposed to fighting harder for the thing you want. So that's why I'm like, do I take these other video jobs or do I say no? I want to do the writing.
No, I've been in the same place where it's like learning. Okay, so you have to like really look at it. Like, can I do this? Is it okay? One, is it gonna take up all my time? No. Okay, if it doesn't take up all my time, is it gonna make me a little bit more money that I can use to take some time off to work on writing? If neither of these things, it's kind of like you have to look at it subjectively and just, is this worth taking on? If it's short term, I almost say go for it because you meet new people.
Yeah, like I'd like to find more
If it's
short
like a 5-year
term.
contract, I'd be like, don't.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
because I was presented one from a friend that said it's like full time, and I'm like, I don't know like if it was just like for a weekend or just a month, it'd be like okay, but like I'm like I don't know if I want to recommit to something because I might want to shift gears entirely. It's tricky, it's scary. This is why you should always like look for your new job while you have an old job. Anywho, we got Sarah also saying sometimes you fall into something you are good at and don't really like because of the circumstances.
Yeah.
And like at the time, I actually liked a lot of video editing. Like the thing was, I wasn't even actually a video editor professionally until recently. Like I always did that on the side. My main thing was After Effects because I was like one of 3 people in my course who it wasn't taught to us. We just pursued it to figure it out, and that's how I got my first job, and then my second job, and my third job, and then other stuff.
But that's it. That's what you're putting out. Is
Yeah.
that you can do this.
So I got caught in this. I'm a motion graphic guy, even though I don't actually design stuff. It's like you have to give me the resources, and I'll make things happen with it. And I faked my way up into that. Something like that.
Yeah.
No, it's genuine, but it's never. I never felt like it's like my. I'm not proud of anything I do. Let's put it that way. It's the writing I enjoy doing. So if people enjoy my words, I'm like, okay, I'm happy now. And this is why I do books on tape. Quickly, we got my age saying, I feel like with the haircut and beard, you could successfully play a medieval Scottish warrior.
Oh, funny that.
Yeah. Before it, I could have been a pirate, but then I cut my hair. Oh gosh, what's this? We got Leslie saying, sad to say, Katie, but you missed my Neapolitan chocolate chip cookie cake at high tea this past Saturday.
No.
It was pretty darn amazing.
I bet.
Oh, also, wanted to let you guys know that Fan Expo is locked down. We got our table, so Molly and I will be there.
Awesome.
So Fan Expo coming up in August, I
I'm
believe.
excited. We're going to go to Wonderland.
Yeah. Wonderland's going to be a time.
Greg,
Time and a half.
I love Molly. I'm so excited she's coming down. Coming down to town.
There's like a saying with Molly. Well, we gotta get that Mario Kart stuff. We'll get to that in a sec. How they're saying Dad will pay for your Lindsay Sterling ticket as it's a birthday gift.
Oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Are you guys watching together? You're
Are
not
you guys
on
watching?
2 separate accounts.
Are you in different rooms and writing different comments or something like that?
Oh,
Okay. How much are the tickets? I don't want to
they're like $30.
I want to break the bank or nothing. I also have to check my schedule. I don't even know if I can make it yet. It's like what, Saturday or?
Yeah,
I don't think I planned that far ahead. We also have Esmeralda Chops saying, I'll be there like 3 months. Is this Vancouver? Or maybe more, and let's see what happened with my life in Canada.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool. 3 months. See, I want to do that too. I want to go to Vancouver for 3 months. Like, we were just there for the weekend, and I loved it. I've been there before twice. Once was like just a random travel. The second time was VanCaf, and the third was this VanCaf.
Mm-hmm.
And like, man, it's such a lovely town. Like, it's the green is insane, and the sidewalks are nice and wide, and you have boats.
Toronto's finally starting to look pretty, though.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was very like, boo, Toronto, when we got back from Seattle, but like.
Well, because it was cold again. We left spring and came back to winter.
But like things are green and pretty, and I'm like, oh, things do grow out of the side of trees. Because in Vancouver it was like Jurassic Park jungles everywhere. I was like, this is amazing. And then here it was still kind of underdeveloped, but now it's pretty.
I'm not sure if, once again, we're just reading these questions as they pop up, so I'm not sure what the actual order is, but we guys met it. I'm also saying amazing. I'm not sure if that's in response to something. Amazing Katie Shy, and happy birthday. Coming soon, I'll have my own copy of Mario Kart 8. Yes, we'll get into the Mario Kart 8 talk after this. I have a list of things. You guys are in for a treat. If you guys are at your computers and you're working on something like you're drawing or putting a comic, raise your hand. Tell us. We want to know. We want to know if you guys.
Yeah, what are you working on?
If this show keeps you busy, or if it's just like, you're just like, oh, what's on right now?
Even if you're doing dishes, just like shout it out.
Yeah, I'm curious what you guys do while you watch this show. Are you just like putting on war paint and stuff like that? Like, what are you up to? We're curious. Are you cosplay, costuming? What's going on? I also have Lillian RM27 saying happy birthday, Shaggy. Thank you very much. I'm always happy to have a happy birthday. Alicia Danang says, I wish I could work on some art too, but instead I'm lying in bed sick. But at least I can watch Shanahanigans live.
Feel better. I just got over
Con-plague.
Con-plague. That lasted a long time. I'm still kind of sick, but.
I heard you hacking upstairs like all the time.
Oh, can you hear me?
You're like,
see, that's me listening to you laugh. You listen to me cough.
Yeah, me cackling while watching my stories.
Yeah, I never know what's happening. Just
see, all these new comments just popped in. I know. I was just about to. Let's read these last two. We had Glenn also saying happy birthday again. Thank you, Glenn.
Yay, Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn was over also for our Rurouni Kenshin not a birthday party night.
Oh, Heather, Glenn. Oh yeah, you heard him. He was like, when can I pre-order your webcomics?
Oh yeah, Glenn wants to pre-order Lethal Lips. So get on that.
Yeah.
For that, we got these cons coming up. We need to fill the tables with stuff.
Yeah, Heather, help us fill space.
Esmeralda Dante say hi. I think this is like the first one, maybe. Hi from Margarita Island.
Oh.
Nice haircut. Cool. And
yeah, don't worry about it if like you find you're behind the don't ever delete your comments, folks, because we'll get to it. It's all good.
Unless it's offensive.
Yeah, then you stop that right now.
Then remove it. We got Tyler Mann saying hand raised, working on a comic to show off at my taffy table.
Nice.
There we go.
Taffy.
There we go. A little taffy action coming up. Haspel saying, I'm drawing a birthday card for my special boy. Oh, that's nice. But you're not coming to my party, jerk. Jeez.
Why isn't she coming to the party?
I don't know. She said she's doing things. Not coming to my party, for one. And it's like you're supposed to dress up, too, because we're playing Betrayal at House on the Hill. And like in the game, we're going to have an upstairs, a basement, and a main floor, and different tables at each one, and everyone will be all over the house, and it'll be scary. And if you don't know the game, the premise is between 4 or 6 people enter a mansion and discover each room gradually, but eventually one will betray the others. So
you're gonna have to think of it like a. Are you just gonna split people up randomly?
Oh God, yeah.
Who gets? I don't want to be in the basement.
No. Basically whoever owns a part of the house is hosting that section.
Yeah.
So you get the nice poker table too.
We do.
Yeah. I have bullshit tables, Danny. I got nothing.
You got the.
I got cardboard boxes and rickety pieces of wood. So you're going to be hosting upstairs. If David shows up on time, which he should, he's hosting the basement, and I'll be hosting main floor, and I'll have a top half.
Heat upstairs.
Oh, just put a fan on. Okay. Well, that's why it's also good to split everyone up because we'd be dying from heat here with that many people in the same room.
It's hot.
So this is the plan basically. This is the super secret, not secret plan from upcoming birthday shenanigans. I think we got a couple friends coming over to play. We're going to get our hands on a couple of copies of this board game and just putting everyone all over the house and playing in different rooms. And then after we'll reconvene in the parlor, and we'll talk tall tales of how our games went, and be like, as I betrayed all my friends and ate them. Possible 50 possible endings to this game. If you haven't heard about it yet, go to Tabletop or Table Flip. Any of those shows, they both have an episode dedicated to that. And it's fun on a bun in the sun while you're on the run. Thank you, Heather, for making me a card soon. We got Leslie also saying, working on Nathan Fillion's nose right now, painting it. I'm doing another captain and their ship portrait, like my Picard one.
Nice.
But I might switch it up soon and sketch 12th Doctor and Claire to submit to BBC America and possibly be showcased at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh my.
And if we're down there, we can take a look and be like, there it is.
Yeah, we'll take a
Take a picture by it and be like, is it for their art show or is it for like the BBC booth? Because I know they do have a Comic-Con art show usually on the upstairs area.
Oh yeah, I must stay at Comic-Con.
Well, it's just interesting because it's kind of like
I saw the Game of Thrones one at Emerald City.
That was fun,
really
yeah.
nice.
That was cute. There's a lot of silly stuff there, and the action figures were there too, weren't they? Yeah.
Yes.
That was great.
Spoiler figures.
The spoiler action figures were fun. We got Andrew Murray saying, "I'm cleaning while watching you guys.
Yay!
You adult versions of Mabel and Dipper." I just found the hat too. It was like buried under like all my
you have
laundry
it.
somewhere.
You should just put it on.
I think it's over there.
It's behind the. I can't.
I tried.
Oh.
Welcome to Effort Hour on Shanahanigans. We got Michelle Tripp
Hey, Michelle.
saying, inking some comics in all caps,
Yay, you are.
as the Hulk would say. And Carbon-Based Biped says, haircut. No, you must grow your hair and beard to your waist and then braid them with flowers.
That sounds really warm.
I saw one guy who turned his beard into a bowl that he can eat ramen out of. It was awesome.
That sounds terrible.
Oh, no, it was hardened. And
That's terrible. It's getting worse.
It's one of my favorite stories.
Ugh.
I aspire to be as cool as him someday.
No, don't.
Sarah's saying, I'm sketching some fan arts to lure people into buying commissions from me.
Nice.
That's the way I got
That's how it works. I'm not doing it right because I do the fan art and then I'm like, do you do commissions? I'm like, no, I don't do commissions. I don't.
No wonder I don't get commission work. I keep telling them I don't do it.
But I mean, I guess.
I'm watching your show Wednesday morning while I'm working animating eggs, says Lillian.
Are you in the future?
Yes. In the world of tomorrow. Leslie, man, you guys are chatty tonight. Usually we're like, help. Like, I have a list of topics. You guys are just yapping.
This is great.
Leslie's also saying this. They said it's going to be on their BBC America huge screens.
America.
They're accepting fan art and video. Ooh.
Oh.
So I can like dress up as the Doctor and run around my backyard and be like, doobity-doo, 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 Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's exactly how
That's what he does on the show. I've only watched one season. Anyway. We got Esmond Dante also saying, hoping to play some hockey for the first time in my life.
Sorry, what was that?
Hockey.
Hockey.
The Canadian sport of hockey. Hacky sack. They play that in Vancouver, I think, but hockey. Is there? Did we walk by an arena? No, I'm thinking of a different place.
There's a sports center.
There's probably
Yeah,
like.
we totally did. They have the shark dudes. No, the whales.
What? Vancouver Whalers?
No, it's the Canucks.
Yes.
Yeah, we walked by that stadium.
The whales?
No.
Okay.
But it's the symbol is like a whale in like the Inuit art.
Okay. Oh, sure. I don't remember anything from that place. Chris Carey also saying, writing a comic, doodling, Murray and Hines multitasking for the win.
Yep.
Cool. We caught up with all your comments. I know, damn it, someone else wrote do it. Leslie said do it. Okay, so what are we going to do? So we had the birthday-ish type thing.
Oh, it's topic time?
Yeah, we had a bunch of people over, and we the point, it wasn't actually meant to be a birthday party. It's just our friend Dan is back from Vancouver just for like a little bit. He's leaving shortly. Have I asked you guys plan on watching Maleficent? If someone drags me in
I don't know.
and treats me like a proper gentleman,
it's
yes.
weird, because like she's my favorite Disney villain. I love Maleficent.
I hated that first trailer.
I don't know.
It's all like this.
I don't know. Maybe. Heather,
You'll be afraid of me.
You see it and tell me if I should go see it.
You've been behind me all my life. Then you'll be afraid of me. I don't know. Didn't stand out to me. Now, sorry, you were saying? And it reminds me too much of like the Tim Burton Alice, and I really didn't get into that. I was like, ah!
Just sit there making that noise
in the middle seat, just ah!
Your 3D
like...
glasses on, so no one can see your eyes.
Yeah, it's just like that. So that's my answer. Okay, so we watched Rurouni Kenshin, the live-action adaptation of the manga/anime, but probably more of the manga, both elements of the anime.
I knew of, like, it was existing around the same time we were into everything.
Quite
I never
old.
really watched it. I think I might have. Was it in one of the magazines? I think.
No, but I did pick up. I may have picked up at least the first 5 issues. Like I did a lot of manga.
Okay, so I may have read like bit of it. And it's kind of like I forgot about it, that it, like,
Yeah.
and then you guys mentioned the movie, and I was like, oh,
Well,
okay,
it's
we'll
so
check this
weird that
out.
the movie's made at all, because I don't know what the resurgence is. It's like the Sailor Moon is kind of interesting because, like, you know, them saying they're bringing the show back kind of triggered everything. But this movie just showed up. Like, I don't know if anything has happened in Rurouni, you know, media to be like, we got to make a movie. Or was it just like someone's dream project where it's like, now that I have the money, I want to finally make that Rurouni movie.
You know what, though? I gotta say, like, for whatever reason, it worked, because I watched it, and I was like, I like these characters. I want to read the whole series now. Like, I want to see where this goes. So, like, it totally worked out. But the thing is it's like, even coming into someone that didn't know anything about it, like, I knew he was kind of like a goofy, friendly guy in the front, but he had, like, that dark past, so he could be really deadly serious. But it was just fun, like, coming at it cold. Like, you guys were all excited about certain moves people would do.
Characters and poses.
But, like, I was able to follow along and enjoy it.
Well, we had a crew of people. It was like Shaz, Dan, and David kind of grew up with it. Us not so much. Like, Shaz was saying, Rurouni was like the first manga she read, and so like set the bar. And for us, like, we read Ranma first. That's where we started. So we started zany and just went crazier from there. She started off with this like like samurai and Ronin stuff, and I'm like,
yeah, we came into the cool martial arts stuff later. Not that Ranma doesn't have cool martial arts, but
no, it does. That's fantastic.
Tea ceremonies.
But it's just ludicrous. It's the best. It's still my favorite manga of all time.
Yeah.
We had a whole other conversation on that after TCAF.
That was our post TCAF.
It was like this hour-long Ranma retrospective in our house.
Yeah, that was fun.
We had a bunch of people over who all like, it was great because like we're just remembering all the old gags and like characters and stuff.
And it actually made us like laugh until we cried.
Yeah, you should have been there. Point is, it sounds like this Rurouni movie is also quite faithful because like they got all the characters looking just like them, but not cartoony. Like the outfits aren't over the top color like in some like the book covers or like the anime, but it's like it's all the same patterns on their clothing.
But it's like a natural, subtle red.
Yeah, it's not a crazy red wig or something like that. It's like the dude's hair dyed red. Well, it's probably a wig, but it looks really good. And like all the characters like look like they do in the series and stuff like that. And it's like it seems to be really faithful and it's exciting. It's fun. The action's good.
The cinematography is really good.
Yeah, and it's just it works. So if you get a chance, full recommendations. The Rurouni Kenshin movie. Supposedly in August they're releasing the two-part like part 2 and 3. All at the same time. So stay tuned to that if you're excited for more Rurouni. Yeah, or just you can start reading it too, I guess.
I could also read it.
Heather, I think, was lolling about Maleficent stuff. Sarah's also saying the movie I care to watch is How to Train Your Dragon 2, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
There's a TV spot that said more fun than Frozen in Warzone. Oh,
snap.
Here's my thought.
I can't make any comments because I have friends who work on all of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. But even if we did have comments, I've never been a fan of that kind of promotion though. The shots fired promotion.
Yeah, I don't like mean
because it's kind of like, oh, you think you enjoyed Frozen? What? Just wait till you like it's. And I feel like it's nothing against the movie because the movie's probably fine for your promotional side.
At this point, it's all marketing.
Yeah, but it's just like when the marketing is like that, it's kind of like it's the same thing of like. Like the leading tissue doesn't wipe up the stuff nearly as well as this one. And I'm just like, I hate both the tissues at this point. Boycott, no more tissues.
Aww.
Use my sleeve. But the point is, it's like
people being mean to each other.
I just don't like that. It's not called for. It's like, well, unlike Kool-Aid, it's like, well, you leave Kool-Aid alone. What did they do to you outside of being excellent? They had Kool-Aid points. I got a boomerang. I don't need nothing. I don't need this foul mouth from you guys. I don't trust you. As soon as you say this, when you compare your stuff, I don't trust your product anymore. Now, granted, it's not DreamWorks saying that. They didn't say on the DreamWorks poster. It's like Katzenberg said, better than Frozen or something like that.
But it's.
But the fact that they choose to use it, I'm like, all right, you don't.
The thing is the marketing at this point. It's out of the hands of the artists and everybody. So it's like a lot of times the commercials and the trailers, the artists are like, "Ay," because they work on this great story, and then they'll show all the butt jokes in the trailer to try and get the kids in. So at this point, it's just trying to get people.
Those kids and those butt jokes.
Well, they're butt jokes. It's like just trying to. Like the marketing is just trying to fill the seats right now. So it's like, I know I'm really excited because I've got some friends who work on it who are really incredibly talented.
Oh God, yeah.
And I loved the first one.
It's my favorite of the DreamWorks.
My favorite DreamWorks movie. And
it's my favorite of the DreamWorks.
I'm gonna say it. I liked it better than Toy Story 3.
Oh! Shots fired!
I'm sorry.
Shanahanigans live endorses. DreamWorks is better than Disney.
No, but
Take that, Maleficent!
no, it's Pixar.
What?
Which I enjoy that
Well,
movie,
they
but
own them
I
too.
really enjoyed Dragon. I had a lot of fun.
Take that, Marvel! Shots fired! Katie said, Dragons is better than Daredevil! Oh!
Yeah, as if Lasseter's watching this right now, like, oh, I'm gonna hire her for a job.
John Lasseter is like petting his car toys like that son of a bitch.
I did have more fun at Dragon.
Yeah.
All great work, great people. I'm looking forward to Dragon 2.
Yeah. Did you watch the series?
I haven't yet. Because I wasn't picked up for a job. No, I haven't watched it yet.
Is it called like Riders
Dragon
of
Riders
someplace?
Burke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is it canon? Is it legit?
It's canon, and my friend Elaine actually co-directs it.
No!
So I'm excited to watch it. I think it's on Netflix soon, so I will.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, Dragons was I think was like a good direction for it. Now, granted, like I didn't read the books or anything like that, and they're fairly different. But you know, like if you know my stance on adaptation, it's kind of like I'm at the point now when it comes to adaptation. It's like we already have the original, so why see it again?
Someone was asking
like let's shake it up a little. So it's nice to change. I find it's cool to change adaptation as long as it doesn't it isn't offensive like the Lorax, or it adapts it for the wrong reasons. Where it's like once again we probably know people who work on Lorax, so nothing against them, but
it's just
the story was just like I don't want to go back. We go back to those episodes. We talked about the Lorax long ago.
The story doesn't. I had fun with it. It's the Mazda commercials that I hated.
It's the
it's the Lorax.
That's your Mazda.
Speaks for the Trees is now endorsing a car commercial.
Yeah.
That's just
this
gross.
car has less pollution, and it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I'm like, that's the marketing, but then someone animated that commercial, and I'm like, at that point, are you just like, it's a job, or you're like,
At that point, is your soul in jeopardy? The point is, I've always enjoyed Dragons, and I think I've actually watched it once. I should have watched it like twice by now.
Yeah, I've watched it a bunch
What's
of times.
wrong with me? I actually don't really watch a lot. Like, you know, as a kid, we rewatch all our Disney movies so many times. Like, I watched
Aladdin. It 3 times a day.
You know, we watched Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Little Mermaid, and Lion King so many times. That was the purpose of our experiment, where we had a silent screening so that we could redub it based on memory, songs and all.
Yeah.
You know, songs is the easy part. We all know those.
And
but
then
we
that
did
one
everything.
friend who was like uncannily good at it.
Yeah.
To the point where we were like,
dude was like a ringer. He knew Zazu's lines.
We're like,
and
you
everything.
just watched this. Admit it.
You practiced, scum. But the point is,
it's like, sorry, there's an episode of Community with Pierce, I think way back in season 1 or 2 or something.
They're doing a bad movie night.
He wants to watch a bad movie night, and he wants to be able to cut in and like throw in jokes.
He wants to be the funniest.
But he's so just on top of it from practicing that he's saying jokes like the second they happen, it just doesn't make sense anymore because it's just way too.
Because he had a team of like improv students like write him scripts and everything. It's like that. The point is, I should rewatch Dragons and enjoy it again.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the butter. Wait, what's his name? It's Toothless.
Toothless.
I call him Buttertooth for some reason. It's like Buttertail. I don't know why. It just works better.
Oh man, yeah, it was like last Comic-Con I saw a sneak peek at it. That was cool.
Oh, did I? Or no? Oh, you actually went in for a panel.
Yeah, I went in
you earned it.
for the 5 o'clock Hannibal panel, so I got in at 10 a.m. It was like score. DreamWorks was the first one, so that was fun.
Yeah,
and then
you did the nesting, so you got to sit through it.
And then there were some fun panels. And then there was like cartoons is always good.
You were there a while ago then to get into Hannibal.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Heather says, Hannibal! In the heart shape or a mouse's head.
It's probably a mouse's head.
Yeah. Does Hannibal eat mice this season? He's like, I moved on.
He only eats rude people.
Do they taste different?
Justice.
Heather says, offensive as the Lorax. Watch it again. Or actually, you know what? Watch the Nostalgia Critics take on it. And that's basically all you need to know. Like, that's how I feel.
There's a funny part in the Nostalgia Critics thing, though, where it's like the fan base that's in love with the Onceler, and I was like, yeah. Well,
that was it. Like, I saw that because the Onceler hits that same tone as, like, the Lokis and, like, these kind of, like, cool, tall bad boys. But it's just, like, his transition to bad was so abrupt. Because it's kind of like, you know, well, I'll do a couple trees. His mom's like, you should do more trees. And he's like, I'm bad. I'm like, all right, that happened so quick. Like, couldn't it have been his own, like, because he was supposed to be guilty. He didn't need anyone to push him into it. He didn't need, like, another character to be like, you should probably do more of it.
It's actually a really good, you were showing me those, it's a Nostalgia Critic.
Yes.
They were really good talks. He talked about the Lorax, and he did one about the Swan Princess.
Oh my god, the Swan Princess
one. It was all the stuff that we thought about when we watched it but didn't think about it, but analyzed, it was like, yeah, that's interesting because you can kind of enjoy something as mindless entertainment, like okay, but like when there's problems there and it's like like you can still enjoy it even though it's problematic, but like it's good to kind of look at what about this isn't working as well. Like I can still kind of, I mean, not that I'll watch Swan Princess.
Well, the neat thing he said was the exact same thing we, like, our parents said from the beginning. The first song is, like, fine, and then the movie from there just tumbles. But, like, if the whole movie was actually about the kids growing up together and hating each other and gradually getting to know each other, that would have been a better movie. Kind of like the same problem with the Wolverine Origins movie was the most interesting parts was the intro sequence where the like shows Wolverine fighting in like the wars and stuff like that and living in all the eras. That would have been a cool movie, but then they turned into some like video game arcade let's take out each bad guy in a row movie, and it's like it was really dumb. Whereas going back to the Swan Princess is like the opening was kind of cute and funny, and then it just turns into this weird like the story basically you should watch this. Go Nostalgia Critic, The Swan Princess, and it was like the story led up fine because it was about this king inexplicably has a child out of nowhere and no mention of a queen at all or mother. That's not important apparently. But the point is a daughter is born. Her name is Rosella, and it's like, well, now
Odette.
Oh, her name what? Who's Rosella? Oh, that's someone else. That's
King's Quest.
King's Quest. All right. Yeah. So Odette, memorable characters. So Odette, and across the pond we have Queen Uberta or Ugreta, or you're gonna get your kid married. I don't know what her name was, and her son Joe. What's his name?
Yeah,
Prince Flanagan. Joe Flanagan. Joe Johnson.
That works.
Yeah, that guy. He also doesn't want to get married, and has kids, and it's like they meet every summer, basically. Every summer they meet, and it's like I hate you, and you hate me, and you're ugly, and then you see they jump ahead like a couple years each time to the kind of tweens, and then pre-teen, pre-adult, and then they're adults, and all of a sudden it's like the Disney, ripped off entirely from Sleeping Beauty. The dancing on the colors happens because they're like, this is what it means to be loving each other.
It's like they have really interesting personalities, and then they lose them to just be in love. So it's like no longer they have interesting.
Now, but it was almost good because they threw the curveball when he's like, "You're all I ever wanted. You're beautiful," and she's like, "Well, thank you, but what else?" And it's like everyone's eyes are on him, and he's like, what else is there? And we're all like in the theater, drop the ball.
I still enjoyed that movie.
And
it's got problems.
But the point is, everything up until that worked. Even them like supposedly kind of falling in love with each other briefly for that dance, and then her saying
like,
that works.
Oh, he's hot, she's hot. Okay, this is good.
Everything after then falls apart because as soon as she gets cursed to turn into a swan, she's like, when is he coming to save me? I have magical frog friends. And like nothing that happened before actually mattered at all. Like none of that build up meant anything. And like when you look at it that way, you're like, ew.
Yeah, but it's give the Nostalgia Critic a watch. He's got
watch all. That's what I did. That's in my last days of like April. All I did was watch Nostalgia Critic nonstop. And like, wow, it's a trip down memory lane. Yeah.
Ooh, it's warm in here.
It is.
And you've got. Just keep that up.
Yeah, sorry guys. We have air conditioning, but it's more like pushed air.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we're working on it. Okay. Let's have some questions. We got Andrew Murray saying, I still believe Maleficent is the first in a series of female Disney character films next year's Cinderella. I bet it's going to be an Avengers-style set the films of female princesses, villains, leads. I thought there was like a Cruella one that was like set up.
I was just like, you can't make that character sympathetic.
Yeah, you can. You just have to have like some reason.
Attacked by puppies.
Yeah.
And then she's like, the whole reason 101 Dalmatians exists is it's a revenge against puppies.
Yeah, a revenge tale. I don't know. It's crazy. Oh, we actually have Katie Figura saying, Lordy, it's the first time I have been able to join you live in over a month. I miss you guys. Happy birthday. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
for the missing.
The birthday. Esmeralda Dante Chops is saying, I'm training a wildcat under the moon here in my little island. Yes, I have a kind of hard week trying just to feed in, but it's great. Maybe Katie can get some inspiration for her drawings. It is a scene. The name of the cat, you can Google it. Kanangura.
Google that.
Well, I don't want to do it during the show.
Okay.
Right
down.
Because if I do it during the show, I'll crash the feed, and then all these fine folk will have nothing to watch. But, episodes of the 100!
Ah!
Whoa! Whoa! The 100! If you want the best show that's on Netflix, click over the 100.
Oh, boy.
That's the official theme for the show.
You used to, like, trick me into watching it, and it was always, like, a struggle.
Yeah.
That every week I was like, yeah! And then you and Jerry would want to watch it, so I'd have to watch it. Somehow you strong-armed me into actually liking it.
Here's the thing. Episode 1 and 2 is laughable on that show. We're dying laughing. Every horrible thing that happens, we're like, ah!
Pretty ridiculous.
So good. Episode 3 and 4, you're like this show. I think it's kind of crazy, 5 and 6, but then you're just in. You are locked, and you're like, what's Bellamy gonna do this time? Whoa! Sorry if I'm loud, but man, the 100, that show. It's not even made for me at all. I am not the intended audience.
We watch Game of Thrones and then we chase it with the 100. Every
Follow it. I think we missed an episode. So we have 2 episodes of the 100. Unless the American holiday delayed us an episode of 100.
Yeah.
That's disappointing if it did.
If you haven't watched the 100, basic premise is a bunch of hot 17-year-olds get sent to Earth from space. Wait, maybe you can...
Okay, so it is be the future. And the world has had the wars, and the ground is all polluted and stuff, and chemicals.
It's like nuclear war.
Nuclear fallout.
So
son.
Earth is just
uninhabitable. Earth sucks, apparently. So everyone went to space and made space stations, and it's all full of space and people.
And angst.
And they're all like, all right, we got to actually land on Earth, because it's probably all right.
Because the space station is failing.
Yeah, so to find out if Earth is habitable, let's take 100 hot juvenile delinquents and full of angst, and send them down to Earth with nothing but like the skin on their backs and maybe the trendy clothings.
Yeah, they're trendy,
the
like
kick-ass goggles,
clothing and
the cool
jackets.
steampunk idiocies, and they're like, "Good idea,
this
Chairman."
Is genius.
And so they rocket these idiots down, and 2 die on the way because they're like, "This is how you unbuckle your seatbelt while you're entering the atmosphere." Bonk, dead, and we're like, "Ha, 2 down." So the show keeps going, and I have my bingo card waiting for who's next. And it's not so much battle royale as you think. It does attract that sort of Hunger Games crowd just because it's like a YA novel where kids kill each other and stuff, which is great for the entertainment.
It's great for the kids.
But it's closer, as I say, the cross-cell, the tri-cell, the Tripopoli is, I would say, Battlestar Galactica meets Lost meets Lord of the Flies. Because each kind of that's how the show's kind of segmented. Because when you're in space, it's all space politics and who should go out the airlock? Not me. Just like in Battlestar. And then it's got the Lost element where you're on this planet and you're like, there's others out there and it's scary and there's a yellow smoke that appears once and never shows up again. Interesting. Oh well, whatever. And then there's the Lord of the Flies where it's all about who's taking leadership and do you earn leadership by our British. Are we proper and voting, or do we just whoever hits hardest with the rock is in charge?
Like, oh, maybe we need structure, and then who's in charge of structure, and then what kind of society is this? We're not going to make it like our parents.
Yeah.
But then it's like, martial law starts. Now we have to start.
But that's why this show is so fascinating. Do we
have capital punishment in this new world? Like, it's crazy.
Because when they land, they're all like, we're free now to do whatever, and they crank up radioactive, which is appropriate
learn how to make moonshine.
And sounds good. And then they start being like, there's no rules. And then some guy's going to, like, take some food, and he's like, hey, you have to do work during that. He's like, you're the one who said there's no rules. You're like, because you're like, you guys are saying this is a land of no rules, but you're creating rules to keep your land of no rules. And then so rules have to be made, and then people are being exiled, and you're like, the show.
Yeah.
So I am no longer ironic of my enjoyment of the 100. I enjoy it thoroughly.
I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. Don't get me wrong. There's still completely stupid things that happen in the show.
Really dumb decisions.
Some of the worst decisions ever.
But if you go in,
oh my gosh, yeah. As long as you go in being like, I'm drunk, you'll just enjoy yourself. It just takes you along for the ride. You're like, oh, Bellamy, he'll never stop killing people on mass numbers.
Yeah.
This guy. We got Sarah chiming in and saying the Nostalgia Chick, who's also from the Guy with Glasses Network, was at the League of Reviewers or something like that, is also pretty good too. Yes, I've watched a couple other things, and she actually reviewed Lorax before Nostalgia Critic did.
I think I was on a panel with her at Com Bravo.
That was her? Really?
Yeah, where I was there the whole time, like...
That would make sense, because I think he was there. I know that whole like video game web culture, review culture, nostalgia culture group often go to Con Bravo, as this year, JonTron And the Normal Boots crew are going to be there, as well as, well, I don't know if all the Normal Boots, but Did You Know Gaming's also going to be there, which I enjoy both and all those. And sit here alone and envious that they have this genius network and all my endeavors failed. Point is, good to go to Con Bravo and check out John John. Be fun. If you like your early episodes of Game Grumps, enjoy that Grumps.
Watering can.
Watering can. We got Maya saying BSG. Okay, now I might actually have to check out the 100. Not only do you have to check out the 100, but we said us and Molly were going to start our own after show.
Oh my god.
Where after we watch an episode, we jump on Google Plus and be like, oh my gosh, this episode was crazy.
Yeah, we should.
What's his face? I don't know any of their names. I'd make nicknames because they all look so cool. I'm like, this guy looks like a guy from Mighty Ducks, so I call him Knuckle Puck. So I'm like, oh my gosh, Knuckle Puck said no foot. Yeah, that's why he looks like a Mighty Duck. Okay. Like the cool ones who are like, ha, we fart and it's funny.
What? I have clearly not seen that movie in a while.
You don't want? No, Mighty Ducks 1. I will go back. Mighty Ducks 1 is fantastic. Mighty Ducks 2 is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. We'll go on that another day. I don't want to go down that road. I'm happy about the 100. I'm very happy. Yes, everyone should watch the 100. We got Leslie saying, I'm going to watch the 100 now. And it's going to be near as amazing. It's not going to be near as amazing as Synopsis. All right, so let me tell you. 1 and 2 will drive you mad. You're going to be like, I can't believe
you're going to get angry. And
I will never watch.
I gotta say, it's more fun if you watch it with the critiquing in mind. Because me and Jerry sat down to watch it, and we were just like, this is dumb. This is just really dumb. And then you were like, you're not watching it with logic, are you? And then as soon as you came in the room and were like,
wait, you came in thinking it was supposed to make sense?
No, and then so when we watched it with you,
I kicked the table.
Through the whole thing, then it was more fun.
Yeah, no, you don't want to be like, all right, this is how you don't watch the 100.
No.
No.
I think that was our problem. We were like, the story doesn't make sense.
Dear Netflix, offended am I? No, you don't want to do that. You want to go in more like this. Because it's a treat. It's a treat for us all and humanity in the future. The 100 happening now on Netflix. Yes. We also have Maya saying Talking Dead, Talking Bad, and now Talking 100. I was trying to think of a pun, like 99 problems with that, but I don't have them when I watched the 100. I can't think of a good pun for like
the
episode.
There's not 100 of them or something?
Yeah.
I got 99 problems, but blank.
But the 100 is not one of them. I was thinking of like a pun for this show. It'd be something like that, or like.
It's not the 100 though. It's called the 100.
Really?
Yeah, they're always like last week on the 100.
Oh. I've been selling this show wrong.
Yeah.
I am not a true fan. I'll be at the panel. I'll be like, on this episode of the 100, and everyone's like, I'm like, what is it? Why are they laughing?
Well, why are you
laughing? He thinks it's called the War on the 100.
You're fake
all these guys,
nerd.
all these guys at Comic-Con call me a fake 100 fan. I'm like, oh, shit. Or 100 fan. I don't know, 100 is like 100. Like, what are you watching? 100. It's like, it's so rude. I want to be like, the 100.
Yeah.
It sounds nicer. It's like you won it. It's like a prize. We got Katie also saying, how do you feel about the Hannibal season finale, Katie?
I'm not going to say anything because I know there are people who are watching that
Good question.
haven't finished.
Moving on.
But I want more stuff.
Good.
More stuff. Good. And I'm going to probably go to the Hannibal.
You're going again?
Yeah.
Did you bring a sleeping bag this time? Because I don't think it's going to be easy.
I got Brian Fuller to sign my sketchbook last time. And this is weird. I was thinking the other day, I've got this kind of Mopsy Magoo attitude sometimes where it's like, oh, you should come out. I'm like, they don't really want me to come out. So, like, when I met Brian Fuller and I was like, I live in Toronto, and, all those places you show, I've been, rambling. He's like, oh, you should come by on set sometime. And I was like, oh, yeah, like, that'll happen.
Just do it.
But then, yeah, you're our friend,
I don't know if we're allowed to divulge information.
Well, we're not going to say.
We know
a friend of
ours
ours got a similar invite, and she went with a bunch of people to go check out the set. And I was like, why didn't I just do it? So I'm going to,
You like the show? Just go and be like, I can draw your face.
Yeah.
Brian. Hey, Brian. We're
my best friend.
You're riding swiggity swag, Brian.
Love pushing daisies.
Yeah, there you go. We have, I think, just join us, 13 Lamborghini 13 saying howdy.
Howdy.
Sup. Chris Kerr saying 99 problems, but the 100 isn't -1.
Oh.
That's a thinker. Might be a long title for a show, too. 99 problems, but the 100 is -1. Technically, the 100 is -1, the 99. Wait.
What's happening?
100 is... See, now we're gonna have people like arguing about our show title, and we're like, guys, what did you... The only name I know is Bellany. Guys, what did you think of Bellany this week? And they're like, 99 problems. 100. No, it should be 90. I'm like, this after show isn't working. What if we call it like...
You don't spend the after show thinking of the title.
If we call the after show something like Dumb Decisions with Bellany. 100 stupid things happened tonight. So, that'd be the name of the show.
Guess who instigated them?
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be a good show. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Done.
Maybe. Only if Molly wants it. I'm not going to do it myself. Because then I'll be like, oh, there's this guy on YouTube. He has a beard. He likes the 100. It's creepy. I need like, other people to back me up on this. We got Guy was saying, I wish... Oh, really?
Silly Kingdom exclusive.
Exclusive sneak peek. Silly Kingdom, the thing is there.
Hiding.
You better rewatch it. Save the frame. We got Katie Figueroa saying, I can't wait for Shaggy to host another RPG. The Terror of Tenure was what I listened to while doing Irony.
I gotta watch that.
Not only am I sure I will do another, but...
What's happening?
I'm trying to find
Watch
something.
out for my cup.
No. Where am I? There it is.
Are you...
Okay. I was at 401 Games, and I picked up a little something to make it even better. The official dice shaker of me doing an RPG thing.
Let's see this. Oh, it's leather?
There's dice in it. Sounds good, and the dice even has a crazy font.
Nice.
Look at that. That's 3.
Can I see that?
It has a clock on it.
That's
Because
very
we're on
nice.
the clock right now. It's time.
Very nice.
Time's
Very
racing
steampunky.
forward us.
Oh, it's got like a stitching too.
So actually, that being said, if you guys have watched that episode of Shanahanigans Live, where basically Katie wasn't around, so I was full reign to do whatever I wanted, and I did an live RPG reading, well, presentation, not reading, whatever. That we ended up calling Terror of Tenure, and a bunch of you were actually in it as characters and involved in it. It was actually really fun stuff. But if you have watched that, what would be a good night to do more things like that? Because I was contemplating doing like a separate night where it was just that, like its own show, where each week I would like test myself and my improv skills,
Just
if there are any. Yeah, and it would be us doing. It would be like a game show every week. There'd be a different story based on what you guys want.
You just do a Shaggy variety show and just change it up every week.
Well, it's not. Well, no, it would be the game. Point is, what would be a good night for that? Like a Thursday? Because supposedly I'm doing another live I could potentially be doing 2 more live shows soon. One for the random discussion panel with Dan, and another for the Right Nights, which would maybe be on Mondays or something. But I also have to take into account that there's random nights where it's like, oh, Thursday is the premiere of this movie you love, so you got to go to that. Anyway, putting that up in the air for you guys if you want to partake in my RPG storytelling show. And the great thing about it being on like Google Plus is it takes little effort for me to do. I don't have to like be like, here's an intro sequence, and I have to edit it, and I hate myself. Alex saying finished inking. Leslie's.
Well, not the whole comic.
Oh wait, to you or to her? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought Heather was inking something.
Yeah.
We got Leslie also saying Shanahanigans. Yeah, that'll be that's something to put hashtag Shanahanigans.
You like tweet it and you can only say one thing.
I think I have to like announce it like that too. Like, hey guys, welcome to this episode of Shanahanigans.
Gotta read it.
And then everyone would learn it like that, and and then eventually the show would be so popular that we'd have our own panel at Comic-Con.
Yeah! Oh
And
my
they'd be
gosh,
like-
can you imagine?
They'd be like the
Hall
showrunner.
H.
The showrunner would get Hall H for the 100. He's like, we need a moderator who really knows this show.
And you're like, oh wait.
He was like, there's this show on YouTube
Called the
called
100. But he
Shanahanigans.
keeps calling it the 100.
And he doesn't know how to pronounce the show, but he loves it. Let's get him to host. That'd be so cool.
He is, I think, our #1 fan.
He's got us more viewers than anyone has ever done in our show. We got Katie Figure also saying, I might have a thermos of coffee in all of your RPG things if you choose to bring it. Actually, yeah, that was a good point. Everyone has one thing. One thing. I won't know what that note means until later. Chris also saying, woohoo, Monday night, right night.
I miss
Monday
Right Night.
I miss it too. Wait, did I click? What's going on here? Now we also have Chris saying Shag-100.
Shugundred.
Shagundred?
Shugundred.
The Shagundred. That'd be a good show.
Do it.
I already clicked this. That's weird. We got Tyler saying, how is Silly Kingdom 2 coming along?
Yeah.
Well, as you can see, it's in real
I'm
time.
gonna try and get this page done tonight.
This is the most real time you'll ever have a comic made.
Yeah, there's some panels that are done.
Yes.
Panels that aren't done yet.
There you go. And if you pre-ordered, wait.
If you pre-ordered,
Did the email already go
I
out or
sent
no?
an email.
Okay, cool.
On your birthday.
Hey.
With a look at.
So that's like Cushion the Blow. It's like the book slate. Wishing his birthday. It's like I can't be angry about that.
So it's running behind, but I posted a link to some sample copies for the people who pre-ordered. They can take a look at the second act sample copy.
We got my correcting my
Derek.
prints. It's Derek.
Yes.
Because the swan was outside the window when he married
Like,
Odette, who was a clone. Even though he still said the name Odette, so technically he married Odette, but I guess it doesn't matter the rules of Swan Princess. But the swan was outside the window, she's like, Derek! No! And this swan falls, and then the real her was actually kind of the hotter her because it was the bad guy pretending to be her.
Yeah.
Then turns into the old lady. He's like, I didn't agree to this! And he's like, Swan! And then he like runs outside, and then she like crash lands in the lake, and the frog was sad.
Aw.
And I remember way too much from that damn movie.
We watched it a lot.
Because it was alright. We had the damn soundtrack in the car.
Yeah. It always reminds me of first day at school because it was like listening to that music going to go get supplies.
Is it really? I guess so.
No,
Well, you're saying the. Oh, I thought you meant just the instrumental track. Like.
Yeah.
What song is that?
Oh.
Is that from the planets? Is that planets? Is that Jupiter?
No, it's
Firebird.
Firebird.
Okay.
Yeah, by Stravinsky.
I actually watched a live version of Firebird just to see the ending, and I was in tears because that is a beautiful piece of music, even without the Fantasia. Even though it's with the Fantasia.
I think I watched that like the year before I went to Sheridan College.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know if animation, because I love making comics, and I was like, is animation the right thing? And then I watched that and was like bawling.
Yeah.
Like,
Fantasia 2000 was fantastic, and it was one of those first. It was when the theaters just started having the IMAXs, I think, around Ontario.
Where she's like, the little green nymph is just so overjoyed, and she's just flying through the landscape, pulling plants out of the earth, and it's just like I cry every time I watch it.
Well, it's the friggin' when the drums go on solo, and then it's just the individual. I'm tearing now thinking about it.
Because it's
but
like
it's
the happiest character right there.
Yeah. Oh my God. If it's on YouTube, probably. But do yourself a favor after this show. Make a note. Get your headphones and look up Fantasia 2000
Get
Firebird.
Your headphones and your Kleenex.
And your Kleenex. And damned if I don't cry as many times as they do in the movies.
Yeah.
So good. Hespel saying, "Oh my gosh, steampunk Cirque du Soleil." Yes.
Yeah, you saw that, right? Let's go.
It's called like Curiosity with a Q and a J or something like that.
Something.
Some crazy spelling.
Like Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's usually around my birthday. Let's go for my birthday.
So Cirque du Soleil is when the French people jump around a bunch.
We went to Cusa, right? We all went when they had the cool clowns and stuff.
Yeah. But this one's like
I was like the super hot court jester guy.
Yeah. But this one, the theme is like it's a steampunk show, and there's like airships and stuff. It looks nuts. Side note, I heard that James Cameron's in talks with Cirque to do a friggin' Avatar version.
All right, that would work.
Now that that's said, let's move on.
I don't hate that movie.
See, I don't hate it,
I had a good time.
I opposite of love it.
I had a really good time.
I was angry. Similar to the other movies, I'm like, in the crowd with my 3D glasses on. That's my review. We got Esmeralda saying, this is really a must question. In what part of Vancouver can I get my copy of Silly Kingdom?
Oh, gosh.
Do we sell it to any stores? Like, does it mean like shipping if we're shipping it to them?
Time to get there. If you're there for a while, we ship.
If you're there for 3 months,
all over the place,
we can ship it.
So we can ship it to you, and we'll get there in 2 weeks.
Because it's not. The second one won't be in any stores in Vancouver.
Yeah, we didn't actually go to comic shops.
But we can ship it. So basically, if you're somewhere else, we will send out a mailing list
But you know
when
what?
it's ready
If
to
you're
ship.
back home, we ship everywhere.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's like whether you're in Vancouver or back with your cool cat in the wild.
Even though this postal system may gouge us, we will ship in all places.
Yeah, because we just want people to have our books.
Yeah, that's why we do it. To get it to you, viewers like you. We got Maya saying, I think Google has changed how questions appear now. The new ones appear on top, and so comments that arrive first get pushed to the bottom. And then you get them long after the topic has already changed.
Yeah.
Awkward Google, awkward. Awkward Google is awkward. Let's prove that point by jumping to the very bottom. Let's see. Yeah. Let's say this might be out of place. Oh, is this a spoiler? Wait,
let me see. Let me see.
No, we're not doing. We're not answering. Yeah. We're not answering any. We can't talk about Game of Thrones. Sorry, I'm going to delete your question, Sarah. No offense. No one's allowed to talk about Game of Thrones. Yeah. Nobody.
Michelle says.
Deleted.
Swan Princess.
No offense though. It's just we can't do it.
Regarding Swan Princess, love equals no personality, and it doesn't have to. Being in love doesn't mean you can't have personalities.
Love equals no personality.
The characters lost their personality.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like in Sleeping Beauty, how they all lost their voices.
Nobody talked afterwards. Yeah.
Like except for the fairies and Maleficent, whatever. Maleficent. But everyone else either just like they ran out of budget.
I was reading kind of an analysis on it was IO9 or something, and it was just about how badass Maleficent in the animation was. And you don't even think about it as a kid, but her plan with the prince was to keep him locked up in the dungeon for 100 years, and then send him off as an old man to go wake up his true love.
Oh.
Now a beautiful 16-year-old that just woke up. Isn't that cruel?
That's awful. That's so
metal. I never thought about it. But she's just like.
Did she do like a guitar solo after?
Love conquers all.
Yeah. Like, she was basically throwing his values in his face. And he's like, I don't want that to happen. I want to be hot when I'm with her. So
yeah,
he like.
That's why he was
that got his gusto from.
She was like, I'll let you go when you're old. Yeah. And she doesn't love you anymore.
Yeah. Let's see if it conquers that. Well, according to Clamp, she would be right though, or he would be right still. No, she would be right. Yeah. This Clamp in Card Captors has some wacky relationship stuff.
Oh, you're reading that.
Oh my god.
Someone was saying that
the teacher's like, I'll give you this ring now, so in 50 years when you're of an appropriate age, you can get married. And I'm like, they didn't bring that over in the anime.
Card Captors.
Card Captors, ignore the manga. It's creepy stuff. Don't think about it.
What's happening?
I don't know. Are you breaking in the doors?
What's happening?
What are you doing?
What is it? Who is it?
What is this? Why?
Why is this so
Stop
slow?
it! Stop it! I banished thee!
It's only because it was happening so slow.
Yeah, sorry. We had an intruder.
Who lives here?
Who lives in this house? Esmond Dante says, sorry, I hit enter. I'm with Katie on the horrible movie. Okay, the earlier comment was I'm with Katie on the horrible. I'm not sure what that was. Why are you doing this? Okay, Helen's a sneaky boy. Don't mind her. Don't mind her walking by. That's it. Okay, at the bottom we have Yaiva saying, wish it was available on Netflix here in the States. That is the weird thing. This is the 100 I believe we're talking about, right?
You know what you can do? Me and Jerry get on. Called. There's a website called it's blockus.com or something, or Don't Block Us. You can change your internet's settings so that the computer thinks you're from a different country. So we can make it so that they think we're in the UK. They can think we're in America. So we can just change our Netflix.
Because you only have one Netflix account, regardless of what country you're in.
Unblockus.com.
Yeah.
And so it's like $4 a month to be on this, but you know you can.
So you can switch and watch all the countries' Netflixes, or you can even, like if you're in Canada, I guess you can get your Hulu and stuff.
Technically, I think we can go on Hulu. Now.
If you wanted, you have to pay for it. Forget that.
Or the Good Comedy Central.
Oh yeah, you get to actually watch the news clips everyone's posting for us to watch on Daily Show.
So we can't watch.
We got Tyler saying, how does one sell a comic book to a store? Do you have to be all 1920s and say, I have a great story here for you. See, I'm super top bar, the bee's knees.
Pretty much. I mean, pretty much every comic shop will have an indie section. So if you go in with a couple books, the most intimidating, I think the first time we did it was in San Diego, where they took us to the back. And it was like, it felt like some weird, it's all sun's coming through the windows and the fan.
Let me see what you got there.
And everybody's all like warm and
You open the briefcase and say,
and then the guy's flipping through it and how much.
like, I've seen many comics in my day.
And that's when we were selling Silly King for 10 too.
Yeah.
We didn't know better. And it was also expensive to print.
Yeah.
So actually that was fair because it cost us like $5 to print them. But yeah, like he bought 5 of them.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just go in and be like,
he goes, I'll tell you what.
Are you interested in buying comics? And then you show the comic, and then you sell it for.
Some do consignment,
it changes.
right?
Some do consignment. They'll buy it from you right there, for half your selling price. So for the shipping, or the printing price, which should be half of your selling price. Yeah, just go in and ask, and then if they say no, go to the next place and ask. And
the other ones will do the thing where you don't
more.
get money until they sell it. Like you.
Yeah, I don't.
You
know
drop off
people
5, and then you'll get an email after a couple months being like, "We finally."
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think they do that with Trickster, where I gave them a bunch of books, and then they send me a check.
Yeah. We got Andrew Murray saying, Katie, how long is your studio job going until? Seen anything awful on your commute lately?
Oh gosh, so me and Andrew Murray from Guys with Pencils have a running. What is it? It's not a gamble. It's just one-upmanship. What do you call it? Contest, where we just see awful things on our commute to work, and so it's just tweeting things at each other. Too awful to even say on
such a family-friendly show as this.
But there will be some crazy folk in the big cities.
Yeah, this is why I'm happy to be stuck at home all the time. I'm like,
I'm used to it. I'm used to just dealing with, Jerry and you and Bella and
not awful people.
And people in our neighborhood, and then it's like, animation studios sometimes tend to be in parts of town that aren't, the super poshest parts of town, but like I saw.
We got Sarah saying the show is called Curios. We have Cirque du Soleil in Montreal the whole summer. Of course you do. It's like that's like medieval times. This is always there. Cirque du Soleil is always happening. People always jumping around. We get like once in a while the Cirque du Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
Curios. It looks interesting. I watched the trailer and the guy's like, I got a hat. I'm like, sold.
Done.
Gotta see this. That looked cool. We got Uncle Si saying, traveling back to the UK after 2 years in Australia, and I have to shave my mighty beard so I look like my passport photo. Do you ever need to shave for traveling, Shaggy? That's the reason I haven't dyed my hair again. Not because I've ever been told I didn't look like a passport, but I always fear I would be told. So my passport photo was when I had a bit of a beard anyway, so I haven't been flagged for that or nothing. But I haven't done anything too crazy.
That's weird. Like, you'd have to go get it all redone if you just shaved your beard.
I don't know, yeah, if you look too different, like, the beard will change everything, but, like...
You probably won't get, like, denied, but they'll probably, like, flag you to find out who you are.
What are you up to? What do you bring this beard into our country?
No!
We don't need this. We don't need it here. We got Chris Carey saying, some comic shops... Why do I yell at these things? Can't carry indie comics due to their contracts with Diamond Distribution.
Whoa.
Once again, Diamond taking out the little man.
Screw you, Diamond.
It's not enough that they're already a monopoly in the distribution of physical books, but now they're like stomping us out. I tells you. There's actually a whole interesting side thing with.
Well, no, it's usually like a shelf. It's like a shelf in a comic shop that's just a bunch of zines. And they'd be like, no, none of these.
You cannot have such things. It ain't hurt nobody. This was an interesting thing I only discovered recently because I don't really use Comixology too often until someone told me you get free comics on it. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
What we found out was, I think this was back in April it was happening, Comixology was bought out by Amazon. And then the interesting thing was Comixology also stopped allowing you, they came out with a new app, but the new app only syncs to your purchases but doesn't let you buy from the app. Because back when they did, if you're on like your iPad or your iPhone and you buy a comic, 30% of that purchase goes to Apple.
Uh-huh.
And on top of that, this is like you're buying like what, a $2 comic, 30% goes to Apple. How much of it even goes to the creators after that when, Comixology still needs their take?
Yeah.
So I didn't figure out.
Let's just say I get our checks and it's like, this quarter, $2. And I'm like, yay! Like, after you see everything, just like, you made this much, minus this, minus this, minus this.
Like, that's a couple 10 bits, let's go.
All right.
Yes, and the interesting thing is, so one of the motivations might be, I don't know if this is because it's Amazon, but the main thing is, if you make your purchases just from the computer version, then, all the proceeds up front go to Comixology, and then they do the breakup to the creators and stuff like that, but they don't lose the 30 to Apple. And at the same time, also having this, they're also allowed to have all the comics that Apple was like having them take down and stuff like that. kind of like sex criminals, and maybe I think Saga had a problem too.
Yeah, because Saga I guess
Because
had some
one
imagery.
page had imagery that they're like, "Whoa, we cannot have this in our store."
And that's lame because Saga is such a good
Oh
comic.
my god, I'm losing my mind over how good Saga is. Saga is jaw dropping. It's like my favorite book right now. It is fan-friggin-tastic. If you haven't read it yet, go out get yourself a copy of the Saga Business. The bee's knees were mentioned earlier, but this is the bee's knees. New definition. It's called Saga. So yeah, interesting comicsology information. But right now it is the summer of free stuff for 20 days or something, and every day they have a new free book. Like there's free stuff always, but now it's kind of like stuff that isn't normally free. So be sure to keep an eye on that, because they're actually some of them are like full trades. I think like you get a full volume 1 for free.
Yeah.
And a couple of days ago was what was it this one was free.
Lumberjanes.
Yeah, Lumberjanes.
Yeah.
Lumberjanes on Comixology was free a couple of days ago, so keep your eye on that. Keep track of free comics, kids. You're making the savings, and then you're getting into new series. Esmeralda is saying, here in Venezuela, there's a tremendous problem with money devices. There's money sign devices, S devices. So it's so the import of anything is too expensive. I'll be looking for you guys when I'll be there. Oh, okay. So you're saying like us shipping to Venezuela?
Yeah, when you're in Vancouver, if you're there for a while, we can ship to Vancouver, but we're not in Vancouver, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't actually live in Vancouver. We just visit for the show, but we can ship to Vancouver while you're there, which would probably be cheaper than us shipping to Venezuela.
Yeah, I think it's like
it'll be within Canada.
$5 shipping.
So whatever your address or P.O. box or post office box you get, be sure to send that when the call happens for addresses and stuff, and we'll send it out your way. It also adds, you're my personal heroes. Punch in the air when I was saying that. Right. Wait, you did or I did? Someone punches the air.
Punch.
I did. Andrew Murray says there's someone in the room behind you.
No!
Just letting you know in case, you didn't. In that case, I'll down that. No, it's okay. We're good.
We're good.
We kind of know her. She hangs around. She bought me a cake made of ice cream. It was great.
Oh, man, that was a good cake.
I want more.
I saw the secrets you had where it was just sticky notes like, don't look at this in the fridge.
I posted on Twitter. It said nothing. Nothing.
There's nothing in this bag.
By one, I mean an artist should. Oh, I think this is a continuation. So Tyler's saying, do you need to buy an ISBN and barcode for your own comic?
Yes.
I noticed my SK copy does not have one, but I heard one should.
Yeah, we didn't do a Silly Kingdom. We did it with the Shred Monkeys book.
It doesn't cost anything, right? Non-Canada?
In Canada, it doesn't cost you.
No.
What is the website?
It's part of the Canada.
I'll send you a link to I'll Facebook you the website.
What's
but
it
there's
called?
Canada Publishing something. It's totally free. You can get an ISBN and you can actually get a barcode made on.
We had to go somewhere else to make a barcode generator because they don't provide it. But I think we either download it or there's a website that makes you barcodes.
Yeah, it's a little confusing when you do it at first.
Yeah, the site allowed you also to make the scale too. You actually just type in the size and what you want it to be, and it generated barcodes based on the code that the government will give you. But it was free in Canada to do. I think in the States you might have to pay. I heard. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But definitely, if you want your book registered and stuff, like in the case of Silly Kingdom, we didn't do it because it's such a small book.
Yeah,
and
like,
it disappears in shelves.
Yeah.
That it's like we didn't really think we're gonna stock
it is
libraries with it. You know?
And at some point, we'd like to make a bigger collected version of it as a book. So, so that would be good to have it. For now.
We got Chris Cater asking, Katie, any tips on drawing Murray's face? I say with love. Use care.
Yeah, with love.
He's got such a nice rosy cheeks.
Such a nice Murray face.
Yeah, he's just so Murray, that guy. This guy. Let me tell you about this guy. This guy, Andrew Murray. You think you know an Andrew Murray in your life. You haven't until you meet this guy.
Yeah.
So check out Andrew Murray.
Just check him out.
Just check him out. Go to his house. Check him out.
Just take a look through the window.
Just take a peek. Good guy.
It's all good.
We have a couple more topics. And yeah, you guys have been keeping us busy. This is crazy.
This is good. This is great because I'm going to get through 2 pages.
2 pages. Speaking of which, get to your starting positions, racers. Mario Kart 8 was released as the finest game to driven around. Oh my goodness. Mario Kart 8. Oh my goodness. I wasn't even intending to buy it. And then I did because I'm like, it's my birthday. I've earned fun. So I went to the online, and I'm like, I want to purchase it. And they're like, guess what? You get a free game code, too. I'm like, are you kidding me? They're like, no, we're Nintendo. We're your friends. Please like us. Awesome, I'll do that. So I also downloaded another game for free. It was really good. Mario Kart 8. Oh, my goodness. You're like, I do not have enough anti-gravity upside-down driving in my racing games these days. You know, I'm playing the Burnout, I'm playing the Need for Speed, and it's all, oh, Mazda this and Pontiac that. No more. Mario Kart 8, you're driving up walls. You're driving upside down. You're underwater. You're in the air. You are everywhere cars were never meant to be. And it's fun on a bun, I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely worth the investment. I haven't even played it with friends yet. I'm just blasting through the cup challenges. I'm just trying to like win all my characters. And I finally unlocked the me character, so I can be myself now. And probably you could too if we all play together. It could just be me and you driving around. Because I love Katie's me. It's fantastic. It's one of the best. It just sits with these cheeks. Like, and there's online mode too. We can go online, and I believe we have some people we know. Molly plays the Mario Kart. Her and her roommates.
I know a lot of people.
The Jay Cafoe for show plays the Mario Kart.
Jay Cafoe for show.
So if Jason Cafoe's around, we can jump on and play the little Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? With the friend codes. I don't know how friend codes work. Jesus. My name's Shaggy Shan, probably. I don't know if you need a number or anything with it, but look up that guy. But oh my goodness, Mario Kart. It's the fun. This is where it's happening. The music's fun. The level design. Goodness gracious me. Each level is like a theme park in itself. There's so much to see, so much going on. Nintendo has so much care in their games. I was looking at replays and close-up studying it. Mario's friggin' mustache flutters in the wind.
Whoa.
And that's not even necessary. I don't need that to enjoy my racing. But everything has so much care. When you drive by, characters will look and teeter and like make poses and stuff, and like everything has such personality. Oh my gosh, this Mario Kart. It's it's not. I don't know. It's not gonna change the world. You know, the world. This isn't like you have to buy the system to play the Mario Kart. That's Smash Bros. The point is, it's damn fun. Still, my favorite is probably the one on the DS because that one's like solid. Mario Kart DS is just like undisputed. It's the best one ever made. It just feels the best. Like I've always found for some reason, ever since like the Wii, a lot of the ones they don't handle the same way. They feel a little drifty, or like you're not really on the dragon. But I get over it. That's my promotion for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Katie, thoughts?
Love it.
It's got
balloons.
They re-released Royal Raceway, which is one of the best tracks.
I sat down and I didn't know it was a new one. I was just like, I don't remember the graphics being this good in the last version. And then I was like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks really
Well,
nice.
did you know? Here's a little did you know for you folks. Did you know Mario Kart 64, the characters weren't actually 3D. They were actually pre-rendered flat images of 3D characters, but they weren't actually 3D models themselves.
Yeah, tricky.
A lot of the assets and everything in the 64 games were actually flat, but they rotated on axis when you went around them to give you the illusion of 3D. Regarding the characters, they were actually flat, and if you approach them from different angles, the flat model actually just changed. That's why it's not like really a perfect rotation. They're kind of like a little buggy. Nowadays, of course, they're like perfect 3D models and stuff, but it's interesting. That's how you cut corners, kids. It's like making planets in After Effects. It's just a circle that you like bulge and like, yeah, it's 3D, sure. Whatever.
Don't think about it too hard.
Why do you think it's so hard? It's carts. There's the turtle shells and balloons. What do you want? Jeez, we got Kel chiming in with comic logic time. Enough of this fun. None of this fun business. It's time for serious. Put on your thinking caps. It's time to be serious. All right, we got Kel McDonald saying, in the States it costs 100-ish to get one ISBN, and then 120-ish to get 10 ISBNs. So I bought 10 ISBNs and just held on to them until I needed them.
Jeez.
So Defect to Canada is the we got the healthcare and the Timbits, and it's really nice in the summer.
I remember hearing that to book it, and yeah. Oof.
We're just like, yeah, you can just put in the library, whatever.
It's like I just got a billion of them because why not?
Yeah, I just felt like getting some ISBNs this weekend. Me and my friends got totally wasted, and we went to the Government of Ontario website, and I'm telling you, we got so many ISBNs. Oh my god! I put them on all my books. I'm not shitting. I'm not shitting. All my books. ISBNs. This is what we comic folk do when we get trashed. We just get ISBNs all. We're handing them out. My birthday party's coming up. Loot bags, ISBNs. Everyone gets an ISBN. Your book's in the library. Library of Congress. We're preserving this for the future.
We should put them in the Library of Congress.
Where is that? Is that American? Do we have one of those?
Congress.
We have a
now.
Congress? A congression?
Let's change the subject before
Oh,
they
gosh.
see how dumb we are.
Before they realize we've been lying about our nerd cred. Quickly, Tyler also saying, do you use the same ISBN across all books? Or do you use a different one for each copy?
You use a different one.
Oh, well, if you mean by copy, it's not like every single book has its own ISBN.
Yeah, but like Silly Kingdom 1 would have a different ISBN.
Yeah,
than Silly
yeah.
Kingdom 2.
It won't even be a series. It'll be like a completely different number. This is like, because, I don't know if it's like numeric or by date or something.
I think you can get them as a series. So
well, would it be like 1, 1, 2, 3, A, 1, 1, 2, 3, B? Like, it's not really like that, is it?
No, but like there's some kind of code that makes sense.
Okay, fine. Either way, it's like this is the stuff that like will then, libraries, bookstores, and like Apple and all this stuff will like use for reference.
Yeah.
And like connect to an I don't know how you get it connected to an image though.
On Amazon though, because I know they take like a cut.
Yeah.
And I'd rather like if you like us and support us, you'll probably just come right to us.
Yeah, like as nice as it is to like have something take care of your shipping, which is really nice to have someone take care of that.
Oh yeah, so nice.
It's if you're doing indie in your own books, like don't do that. Like do it yourself. Take the hit of time because the hit of the money is even bigger if you don't do it yourself. Because if someone else is doing the printing and the shipping, you get like, you're basically just happy the book is out at all, I guess, because you're not getting a lot anything back to cover the. Well, it's weird because it's like in the end we're actually the money we get pays for the project itself too. So I don't know if it's like the same type of thing. If the money that Amazon would get would thus pay for the printing we would have done anyway. I don't know anything.
I mean, I think when you get into maybe like printing a lot of books, you want to start looking into delegating because when you're spending all your time shipping and stuff like that, you're not making your next book.
Yeah. Oh, that's the thing too. Yeah. That's why like eventually people do things like they get like interns and things.
I would love to have a publisher.
Or publisher.
Just even the hassle of getting stuff across the border to go to cons.
Yeah.
Like just Emerald City, and then Tony just has Delilah Dirk dropped off for a second.
Yeah.
Like, boom! I was like, oh, it's so handy.
Because they don't take crap at the border. Friggin' like for a second, it's like what? We're for a second.
Well, it's all legit.
You're letting us in, and they're like, okay, for a second.
Also, they're American.
Okay, they're stomping their way in. Kells, I think in regards to the other question, 1 ISBN for each title. Yes.
Thank you, Kel.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff from Esmeralda, and I'm not sure what the order is. So I'm going to read the bottom one first, and hopefully this works. In brackets, and I'm going to buy my copy of Mario Kart 8, and you better not
What do you say?
Go buy Mario Kart 8.
Okay.
And beat me over and over.
Hey.
Okay, there's one problem I have with this comment. And that is you're lying about one thing. You can buy the game, I'm sure, but this beating me thing, I don't know. So, yeah. I'm kind of known around here in these parts as the Mario Kartist.
Yeah.
All the local kids are like, there he goes. The guy wearing the Luigi hat. What an idiot. No. Let's see. Beat you. Yeah. Trying to beat me. Sorry, just correcting English. That's cool. We also wrote, sorry, I knew, guys. I'll be too far away from you, but more near. Want to learn a lot about your culture, everything. The nature of your country. Put a smile on the things I want to do and draw. Sorry again for the bad English. Don't worry.
Please.
My English is atrocious.
No, but like that.
My English, like I write in this certain dialect called chicken scratch. This is how I write. This is my dialect. Do you know what this says? No one knows what this says. I don't even know what this says. So don't feel bad at all about your English. Your English is perfectly fine. You'll pick up a lot of nice local slang we got around here in these parts. Yeah. Like too cool for school, something we say quite a bit. No. The local kids call me that. I'm like, there's the Mario Kart guy. He's too cool for school. Oh boy. I'm like, that's right. I graduated and I still play Mario Kart. Too cool for school. Yeah. No, don't worry at all. This is getting really too warm.
Yeah. It's
fan time.
I'm scared to go upstairs. It's so much warmer.
Let's have another question from Andrew Murray. Sorry, I'm like completely blocking Katie behind the fan.
Now?
House of Cards. Where's a dog I can kill?
I'll say.
I'll say. I'm running for president on a campaign of killing dogs.
That's awful.
That's like all I know about the show. So bad. Emmy Award winning dog show. It says, want to go kart, Dean, dressed as Mario Kart characters, Shaggy? Only my whole life. You asking now? Jeez Louise, I have a Wario costume, for God's sake. I could do it tomorrow. So if I have a beard, they'll be like, no, that's not a Mario costume. He's a fake nerd guy. You probably don't even Mario Kart, do you? fake nerd guy.
When with Mario Born?
Oh my god, yeah. How long is his mustache? We're not saying this to be dicks, but
oh my god.
we finally found the personal experience. All right, quickly, we're not going to go too deep into this.
No, not too much.
This is going to raise some feathers and some hairs.
Yeah,
but
we're not going to say names, but
there's always you always heard online there's those guys out there who like in the comic shops and they do the whole fake nerd girl thing and they're like, oh, you probably don't even.
I bet you don't even really play this.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, when was Master Chief born and all this stuff and all that bullshit.
And you're like, what?
And you read this and you're like, and in my thing, all right, let's say me.
It's like, I always picture it's some really. I'm like, that can't happen.
Yeah, I read this and I'm like, okay, maybe there's like one guy in each city who's like this, maybe. I'm like I'm not saying that to like say it's not a problem, but I'm like, in my experience in geek culture, I'm like, there can't really be that many people like this who like actually call out people and say you're a fake geek, and I'm like, that can't be real. Like I'm not saying it's not real, but like it can't be an epidemic. But then we finally hear a first-hand encounter. I finally now have proof that it exists. Friend of ours from Anime North had this run-in, and by run-in I mean multiple times, basically following them all.
They had a great time in Anime North, but like the stories.
One person was constantly giving them shit.
Drove me nuts.
And it's just like, just be like, oh, you probably don't even blah blah blah. Like it was even in regards to Assassin's Creed, it's like, oh, you probably don't even do parkour, and I'm like, why? All right, first of all, she does, but why would it even matter if she doesn't parkour?
It was funny that he says that, and it's like actually she does parkour.
Yeah, she does parkour. I'm like, just like. How do you exist? How are you real? You're a myth.
Telling, and I get it.
I dream that you exist in dreamlands and nightmares, but not real. Why?
I get part of it is awkwardness because you're dealing with people that maybe don't socialize a lot, so they watch a lot of shows and they don't have a lot of practice with socializing. What I hate is when you start getting all aggressive and passive aggressive and like one-uppy and
it's like why?
Like why are you calling her on it? You're all there to celebrate it. Why do you have to like up your nerd? Like, I'm a better nerd. And it's like, we're all here to
There is no nerd winner. There's no geek winner. We're all here to celebrate comics and animation and art and fun and visuals and artistry and craftsmanship and design and costumes and music and food making. It's like all a joy. It's not about who's the best or who knows the most. It's just, why do you exist?
It's just.
Can't we just be?
I find when we went, it's like we'd always be in our little groups. So it would be just this.
We outnumbered.
Wonderful little pod of positivity moving through the
con. That's so positive.
So I've never dealt with that kind of idiocy, but just hearing these stories from our friend just drove me nuts.
It's like why?
And then the other one that drove me crazy was like they were posing for pictures.
Oh
she said some dude came up and did like grabbed her around the waist to do like kind of like the dry like just kind of the weird hug from behind.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What the hell?" and pushed him away like, "Don't touch me." And he ran off. And one of the guys taking pictures was like, "What? He was just being friendly." And I was just like, "Oh, you idiot! Like, why would you say? Why would you be like, calm down?
That's
like,
not
what's your
friendly.
problem? It's just being like molesty. Like, oh!" And I was just so mad. Like, I got so angry, and I wanted to go back in time and punch both of them.
Like we shouldn't have to have the posters that say cosplay doesn't mean consent,
but
we do have to have them because of all this stuff is happening.
If stuff goes down, the people who run these cons will help, but that shouldn't happen.
Like I was
like, I don't get it because like I'm like a big geek, but like and I consider myself to be not the most socially excellent person, but some people are on a level where it's just like you don't know how to talk to people at all, and it's weird because it's like you practice, another person's not gonna like that. You don't do that. They're not gonna like that. Why would you do that? But I think it's just very not thinking about anybody other than yourself. And it just makes me angry. I know, but like this is before we went out. We were just like, what? What happened?
Yeah, it's just like we've heard the stories before on the web. I guess we've never had the personal experience or known someone who at least told us the story of it actually happening. And the fact of it, I never said it didn't exist, but it always seemed very like, oh, not in Toronto. Definitely this one happened in Toronto because we have like some of the coolest comic shops. They're ran by men and women.
Yep.
They really cool designs and cool my whole life I've been in comic shops that were run by men and women. So I've never known the place that was like very elitist. Like all our shops have like the anime section, science fiction stuff, board games, and everyone's there just to have fun. But it's just like when you finally hear up front, it's like this does happen in your city too. You're like, no, I thought we were the haven. We were like. Why? Yeah. No. We got Sarah saying, I read a story about a girl who got called a fake gamer girl by a random guy because she was wearing a BioShock Infinite shirt. So she told the guy the ending of the game.
Don't say it, because I
Don't
haven't
say it
watched
here.
it, but
I heard that story
That's
too, and I'm
amazing.
like, oh, you just dug into there. Like, you should not have entered that. You entered a war without any ammo, sir. Why would you ever do that?
I just don't know why people have to do
Why would
that.
you enter a war at all? That's it. You didn't, like, it wasn't necessary. Sorry, this is the anger part of the show.
You knew it was coming.
We're going to have some ice cream cake after this.
Oh, ice cream cake and Game of Thrones!
Oh my gosh, Game of Thrones and ice cream
What
cake.
time is it, actually?
It's almost,
9:40?
we got 20 minutes. If
Yeah,
you guys have any
maybe
last
we'll put it at
questions,
20 minutes.
I have a couple more topics I'd like to hit. That wasn't one of mine. I didn't mean to go in anger, but I'm just like, I am
I
just
was kind of
disappointed.
stewing on it like earlier, where I was just like,
I'm just like,
it disappoints me because it's like a fun play. But you
Yeah.
know what? It's like every group of people is going to be some jackasses, and it's like you don't let it ruin your fun. But like
I remember, like, I don't
Yeah.
have too many stories, but I just have one where I was in line with someone, just randomly. And, you know, you go to these anime cons and people will chat with each other. It's
Yeah.
cool because, like, you're talking. And so I got talking to this girl who was behind me, and we're just, like, chatting. And someone comes by in a costume. I forget what it was, but, like, she looks at the costume, and she's like, that is the worst whatever costume I've seen, like, whatever it was.
to you,
Well, to me, like, we're buddies now because we're just chatting, but, like, someone comes by in a different costume. She just points it up and, like, that's the worst whatever show cosplay I've ever seen. I'm just like, whoa,
Why would
like,
you
where did
say
that,
that?
why would you have to say that? Like, what, why is that called for? That's not
oh, she
necessary.
called someone else.
Yeah, no, we were both in the
Oh.
same line, and she called out someone walking by. Like, not, like, to them.
She's like, we're buds, so let's be all
And I'm just
cat
like,
collie.
I know, it's
having
like,
fun with
it's
it.
beautiful. The fact that they did it at all is, like, what?
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that?
Like, it's not a contest. There are cosplay contests where you can all.
Yeah, it's called the Masquerade.
But when you're there, it's like, you know, your Ezio costume,
Yeah.
Altair, Ezio, Altair.
Altair.
There, you could see the safety pins, but I was like, yes.
What?
Oh, sorry.
What are you trying to say?
I was like, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun. You're
My
totally
costume, yeah, all right.
embracing that
My
character.
costume was like, you know, me in cosplay. I call it a proxy-play.
I call it laser play because
The
I
reason-
just go for the character that's the least amount of effort.
Who's the most normal clothes?
Yeah,
Jeans and
so
a
like,
wig.
Paprika, genius. Cutoffs, a red shirt, a red wig, done. And then
But that being said, for the few people who watch the movie and catch you, they're like, oh my
they were
god!
really excited.
And for me, I do something called a proxy play. It's called wear all the right colors in the right place so you look sort of like something in someone's memory. The explanation for this is if I grabbed a marker right now and I drew yellow on the top, white, blue, and then black, you'd be like, that's Homer. Because all the colors are in the right place, and in your mind, you recognize
But you
that.
see people do that with the pixel blocks,
Yeah.
where it's like a whole set of
It's like
characters, and you're
gestural
like,
pixel
oh, I know
art.
who this is. Yeah.
So my costumes are in similarity of spirit, where as long as I have blue on my chest and a spiky head and gloves, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog for all the shits you give. You know,
Yeah.
and that's fun because then I don't have to worry about efforts. And it's just fun to run around and be silly. Because like one year at Anime North when I just had no effort, I just wore like a skin-colored T-shirt, a blue T-shirt above it that I cut a hole in it for the belly, my big Mickey Mouse gloves I got at a garage sale, and the Sonic hoodie I bought at Comic-Con. And for all intents and purposes, I'm Sonic the friggin' Hedgehog.
Yeah.
You know. Now I've taken more serious care, of course. My Waluigi costume, I went
Excellent.
out to buy black overalls because dark purple are impossible to find. I shaved and everything. I painted the nose. I got the nose pink.
Yeah.
I got a Salvador Dali mustache I cut in half and put on the sides.
Mhm.
And I have the purple hat, and I made some gloves.
Mm.
Also with help from Mother.
Mhm.
But the point is,
Mother,
that was
Mother,
effort.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Gosh,
and
we had the best cosplays.
yeah, she made me the little yellow buttons to add to my suspenders, to add to the
She
cartoony
made, I don't know
nature.
if you guys seen pictures, but there's Erica Frog from Soul Eater, and Heather was like bang on the best
Yeah.
I've ever seen. So like, yes, thank you, Mom, costume maker.
Now, are the costumes I throw together the best? Of course not. Do I have fun wearing them when people recognize me?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I would do like Beautiful Joe, not the one in the suit, but just like the blue, and that was one of my first cosplays ever. I dyed my beard red, had the spike in the hair on the baseball cap, made the T-shirt that had the letters on it. Thanks again for the parents who helped out with that, because I'm not good at this stuff. Just rolled up the shorts. I bought a watch. I painted it pink. Beautiful Joe. I had the earring clips and everything. And, you know, not everyone knew who that character was. It was a little obscure Capcom character, but the people who saw me were like, "Oh my God, it's Beautiful Joe!"
Mhm.
You know, and it's just like, and people get excited, and that's the fun.
Really
of
fun.
cosplay is to generate this excitement and to be in it. And like I'm crossing the street dressed as an assassin with a group of 5 assassins I don't know, and we're passing 5 other assassins we don't know, and we're just going through each other.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone's costume is different. Some people have the blades. I didn't. I had like little cheesy gloves, but still, we all took photos together, and that is the fun of this fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need to say who's better, who's not good enough? This is mindlessness.
It is.
You're missing out on the funnest part of the convention, so you can have a checklist of who you pissed off.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
You don't win. There's no winning.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I think for the Erica costume too, I think Dad designed the big Dapper Frog hat.
Yes.
That thing was awesome.
Yeah.
It really helps to have
Oh my
cool
god.
costume making parents.
Yeah, it does. We had an ace in the hole early on.
Yeah. Cha-ching.
Let's read some comments. Uncle Si saying ice cream, Game of Thrones, all in caps,
Yeah.
and a face that goes, ooh. Shoot, ice cream all the time. Andrew Murray saying every con has them, right?
I guess.
Yeah. It's just sometimes you miss them. It's great. You don't run into them.
I brush it off. Like I met jerks, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'm not gonna let you ruin my day.
Oh yeah, no, this doesn't offend me at all. I don't take this personally at all. Let me tell you how not personally I take this. Will we see you tabling at Taffy? Says Tyler.
Yes. I don't remember where I got my table assignment. I think I'm in the A's somewhere.
Oh gosh, sorry, this is really quick. Andrew Murray saying Book of Mormon is back in Toronto.
Oh.
Tickets are on sale.
Oh, go book it
Ways
now.
ha.
Turn the show
Ha.
on and book it.
Hey, yeah, we gotta get on that.
Yeah.
Jeez, bah. Anyway, Tyler also says best rant about cosplaying ever. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even
I just don't like people who spoil other people's
Yeah,
fun.
don't ruin the fun, man. What's up?
So it's innocent.
If your fun is being mean, then I will ruin your fun.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no one should ruin each other's fun. All right.
It reminds me of like, I mean, it's a dumb little thing, but I always remember just going to the cottage with some friends, and one of the younger girls who lived in the area was like, "Oh, cool, I get to hang out with the big girls." And we're like, "Oh yeah, sure, come with us, come for a walk." And the whole time she was just trash talking how my mom sucks because blah blah blah. And she was like, "Yeah, now I'm with the bad girls," and we just we're not even the bad girls, we're just older, and we were just like, "You shouldn't talk with your mom like that,
Yeah.
like that's awful." And she was like, "Huh?" Because it was all, "Yeah, my mom says I have to go to bed by 8," but I'm like, "Screw you, bitch." And I was like, "Why would you say this little 10-year-old? That's terrible." But
Yeah.
it's like she's trying to be like, "Look at how tough I am." We're
Well,
like,
she's testing her anti-authority age.
yeah, but
basically.
then we were all just like,
I love my mother.
That's great.
It was like Dr. Tran. I love mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's the thing. It's like the testing of authority era. Where it's like, yeah, my dad said
But it
I
was,
couldn't
like,
have cookies
comical though,
after
because
dinner.
every conversation would turn into just how lame her mom was.
Yeah.
Like, why?
That reminds me of my
You know
mom.
what?
Sucks, by the way, if you don't remember.
Like,
Ugh. One time she said I couldn't go out just like that, but I did. Take that, ma.
She's like, oh.
Alright, go for it. Test that. That's why I don't want, if I ever had to teach, I wouldn't want to teach
Oh, I couldn't.
that grade 7, I guess.
I
Is
can't
that
even
middle
look
school?
at school buses. When school buses go by, I'm like, someone's giving me the finger. I can't even.
I
look
know!
out the window.
I avoid them like the
I
plague.
don't know what to do.
Because what could I do?
I couldn't do anything.
I can
And they'd be
either-
like, "Nyeh."
If I react, they've won.
Yeah.
I can't let the school children win.
Oh,
It's very important.
it's awful.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to teach like grade 6 to 11. Because I feel
wouldn't
like
wanna teach
12 is
I
already
wouldn't wanna
on like
treat-
lunchtime.
yeah, I
12
wouldn't
is like
wanna
they're out
teach
of here, so I don't care anymore.
10-year-olds until 20-year-olds. So we're like, cool, we can hang out.
Yeah, because it's just like I don't want this anti-authority era when they're like testing me. I'm like, dude, I'm here to like read the friggin' Charlotte's Web and it's a pig who dances. Why are you testing me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to teach you about friendship. Oh my god, I hate you all.
Pretty much.
That's why I can't be a teacher. I hate. I also can't do retail because I hate people too much too.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm here just trying to give you food. You're complaining about sesame seeds. I don't need this.
I get.
Oh my god.
Just being someone that shops and like when you see people that are rude to the waitstaff, you
Yeah,
see people
yeah.
like jackasses
I
in
hate
stores. Like I should just start calling them out because what are they gonna do?
Like,
But it's just like this is another person. Like why are you
Yeah.
being like
well,
this?
it's like because the uniform is just that.
The uniform
uniform's a
just makes you a
disguise.
uniform. You're not.
that-
It's like suddenly, oh, I'm not dealing with the person. I'm dealing with this.
Yeah.
With the store in
Yeah,
Avatar.
incarnate.
So obviously, if I hate this product,
Yeah.
I can take it out on you, who's just working here at minimum wage, doesn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
anything to do with the product, but clearly I will take out my aggression on you because I am a mature adult that can handle things like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Like, it's to the point where, like, if I get, like, if an order's screwed up with my food, I usually don't do anything about it. I'm like,
missing,
cool.
Maybe I'll
I'm
do
like,
that,
I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
who's
you know
like,
what? If I
this
get
is
the wrong
wrong.
shake, I'm like,
I'll go with it.
It's
Go
okay.
on an adventure, why don't
wanted
I?
blueberry.
Yeah.
I said strawberry, but really I wanted blueberry.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah, you have to look at it that way. If you're like, well, Frodo never got what he wanted because he was on an adventure.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're like, well, I wasn't prepared for the strawberry path, but who knows where it'll lead me.
But life is an adventure.
So go with the roll with the punches,
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I find we're very good with the floaty.
We got Sarah saying, taking public transit when school ends is the worst.
Yeah.
Because that's when you have the kids in the back being like, yeah, fuck this, fuck that. And
they've just discovered that word.
Yeah, and they're all doing it, and they're like, yeah, butts, fuck this, yeah. And they're like talking, sorry that I'm saying it, but I'm recreating. And then there's that one guy, that one grown man where you said you should not have done that, where he goes, hey, stop swearing. And you're like, no, you've entered the game. You're their victim now. And because now he's the guy like, yeah, this guy, this guy, yeah, this guy. I'm like,
listen.
Yeah, you can't win.
They're saying it in the first place. They don't care about what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Your best course of action is to get off the bus as fast as you can and run home to your safe
Go
zone.
to your family. Don't enter the fray. Like, you're not going to win. First of all, they outnumber you in this conversation. And that's the biggest amount of power any kind of group has. Is the strongest is the most voices. So when you're against 7 kids who are like, yeah, putz, fuck you, and they're like swearing and stuff, you're like, hey, no more swearing on the bus. It's like, you're not going to win.
It's fun watching the transition of power, because I remember seeing that, like this kid being really, like, obnoxious on the bus, and then suddenly, like, a group of, maybe it was, like, 9 20-year-old women got onto the bus and, like, sat right beside him, and he just shut the hell up. And they were all just really loud and crazy, and he was just like...
There you go. Once again, they outnumbered him.
Like, yeah, I'm like the tough teenager, and then it's like all these like club 20-year-old women were just like, all right, we're on the back of the bus now.
It's
oh my
like,
God, you see what this happened? It's like, is he gonna say anything to them? They will probably beat him up. So
yeah, so that's what it is. It's the outnumbering. So it's like, this is going back to Veroni. You don't enter a fight that you know you're not gonna win. Like, there's always someone. You don't always do the things that you know you can win, because then you won't really gain any strength. But when you know there's no good ending to this, it's like, who are you trying to, like, what is the point? Like, if someone else hears a couple more curse words, I don't think it's really going to end their day. But you creating a fight on the bus because you have some pride in the matter, don't know if that's the best route to go. But we're just talking about the cussing. Like, if it comes to physical altercation, that's a whole other kettle of fish.
You need to call people out on being jackasses. But
well, if it's towards people, but they were just doing it towards, like, their own topics. Like, they're not like, hey, this guy on the bus, and that guy. Like, that's the crazy guy who walks in the subway, and he looks at me and calls me General Custer. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to respond to that. But I don't know how to be like, you take that back.
No, I'm not leaving this bus until you apologize.
Yeah, like, why enter that battle? It's like, you called me Custer. And if history, the lessons I took, he was not a very good guy.
Yeah.
Could have called me Churchill. That would be better. He was witty. I identify with Churchill much more than Custer. So you can't win that battle.
No.
I don't know if it's worth winning. What, you get your Xbox points for it? Don't bother. What is this? Yeah. Anyway, here we go. We got Maya saying, as the song says, Maya saying, when I was a museum guide, I swear I had an hour-long lecture from a museum visitor on my weight and blood pressure, and he explained to me that we need oxygen to live, and then he left. When he left, he yelled, "Oxygen number 1." I think that should be on a T-shirt.
Wow.
That's
ridiculous.
That's like that. Do you see the YouTube commercial that comes up where there's this asshole in a doctor's suit, which I doubt is actually a doctor, and it's I have to tell you something your friends won't. You know.
You're just beast.
Basically, he gets in all this, and you're like, I just want to watch the cats play, and it's just like, I don't need this.
Yeah, I don't need this.
I have Wii Fit. I run on the spot and pretend it's on an island.
It works.
I don't need you calling me out for the job I got. What is this?
Aww.
This is Betty. It's chocolate cake Betty.
You're healthy.
I'm turning into Steven Universe with a big Betty.
No. You're a healthy guy.
We're running out of time because we're in anger mode. Jeez, haven't had this in a while. If you're just joining us for the first time, this used to be what all our old shows were like. Then I mellowed out. Now I'm back. I'm 29 and I'm cranky.
It's the heat. It's just
damn heat. It makes me want to
brains.
peek the microphone and ruin you guys' ears. We got Katie.
What's up, Katie?
I heard a podcast the other day about tipping in hotels. There was someone who was tipping with change, and that was just so deeply insulting to me. I could never understand getting mad at people with hard jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Never understand. Sorry, tipping with change, and that was so deeply insulting to me. Well, like, is that like the bellhop tipping type deal, or is it like when they clean the rooms?
You leave like some money up there. You don't leave pennies. You leave like $2, $3, $4 more.
Yeah.
You know, a $5. Like, just thank you for cleaning everything. It's not like, here are all my dimes.
What if they add up to quite a couple bucks? Because it's like all my change from Comic-Con.
Nobody wants like a tower of pennies when they're cleaning
What
your
if we
junk.
brought the rolls and we're like, okay, let's put all our coins in the rolls so they could cash it easily at the bank?
Yeah, but I mean, still, like,
I know.
Toonies and Loonies is easier.
I'm just saying, probably in my younger Anime North days.
I walk into a room and there's like a Mario statue made out of pennies. I'm probably going to assume it's not for me. It's just.
That being said, it wasn't intended as a tip, but at one Anime North we left like a 6-pack of like lychee vodka drinks. So I'm like, that's a pretty good tip. I guess. Hope they enjoy it.
God, I feel bad for people who have to.
Who have to clean up after Anime North?
Hey.
Like we've done that to a degree. We cleaned. One of our jobs was cleaning.
Oh, we cleaned residents at the University of
after
Toronto.
football players and stuff.
I remember that because I remember going into a room and a half-naked football player just like filling my vision. I was like,
It was like, oh!
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
And like smashed watermelon against the wall. And
yeah.
I remember one wall had like sweet and sour pork like attached
to the
wall.
Are you kidding me?
It was one of the kitchens we went into towards the end where I was like, this isn't
Yeah,
me.
okay. Rage Face 2. If you kids are at your Anime North, you're like, freedom! We don't need no parents here. We're gonna throw things. People have to clean that crap. Alright? You might think this is youth and fun and this will be on my Facebook, but like, we've done that. We've cleaned people's friggin', for lack of a better word, hotel rooms, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it was basically a temporary stay on the campus.
Yeah.
That was our job. We know what you're up to. Cut it out.
Yeah.
Treat everyone with respect. Treat everyone the way you want to be treated. Yeah. Unless you want to be treated like crap, don't treat other people like that. Yeah. Do that on your own time.
Yeah.
Throw watermelon around your own room and
clean it up.
And pork products. Stop throwing pork products.
I know, it's just not healthy.
Why do we have to enter this pork fray? Speaking of which, I have pork in the fridge.
Yay.
We gotta wrap up. How many topics did I not tackle because you guys are so chatty tonight? There's like other nights when I'm like begging for topics. And tonight I'm like, I have so many topics ready to go. We were going to talk about My Pet Monster. We're going to talk about the Rat Queens.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about David Lynch Butter Tarts. We're going to talk about comics. Oh, we did talk about comics.
We can save that for next week.
Yeah, next week. Okay, I guess we can go into events.
Events?
We're going to talk about 90s X-Men. I don't know if you have.
90s X-Men?
Don't worry about it. We'll save all those topics. Let's quickly go through these chats, and then we'll do the lead out where we try to make you guys buy our stuff.
Because it's just been a 2-hour commercial.
This has been a product placement all along. We got Katie saying, maids in hotels should not get a handful of change. They clean your pubes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To be fair, we do leave bills. I'm just saying, like, in our younger days, we may have been young and rambunctious.
But
and, like,
you learn,
left
and
the
then
change.
you
But we
leave better
learn.
tips.
So I apologize, and I leave better tips. Because I'm an adult who's getting old.
Oh,
I enjoy tea.
Tea's good.
We got Sarah saying, one time a waitress at a bar gave me a speech about tipping because I could only afford that one drink and no tip, and then came back with my drink and tried to guilt trip me about it. Tipping's a big deal, though, in restaurants, man. Because they get below minimum wage because the assumption is they're getting tips. It's a weird system in North America. Unless you're from somewhere else. I don't know what's going on. Weird system. I never really agreed with it because it's kind of like, oh, you're getting tips at your job, I guess we don't have to pay you. And then tipping stopped being a courteous kind of gratuity, being like, oh, this is really good, here's some extra money, and it became the expectation. And since it's the expectation, it hence is you don't get paid a reasonable wage anymore. So you have to basically dance for your tips now, and like, if you want more than the
And
15.
even then, like, you can be super nice, but some people are stuck in their routines and they'll just
Yeah.
tip the same amount or they'll undertip. Or I just try
Yeah.
and always be fair. Unless even if someone's having a bad day, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
unless
just
someone
weird.
slapped food in my face, I still tip. Good.
Yeah.
Why would they
It
do
was a $4 drink, says Sarah. It was like a milkshake.
that?
Chris, in response to the angry me being back, says, "Welcome back, old Shaggy." Old young Shaggy. Calgary Comic Con, says Cal, is in
Oh.
April, by the way.
Oh.
I was going through comments and someone deleted one of the comments, and I'm disappointed because I was going to read it like right now. Esmeralda says, "Katie, have you played Child of Light? You love the
No.
art,
I've
and you too,
heard
Shaggy.
Great things.
If you want to beat me right now at Mario Kart 7, here's my number. I don't actually have Mario Kart 7. Sorry, I don't actually have Mario Kart 7. Can I copy and paste? I'll just copy and paste that if I can. Yoink. And then Kel saying, have you guys ever looked into Calgary Comic Con? I was thinking of getting a table there, but need table buddies and possibly hotel sharing buds. Maybe next
April?
year? Is it April? Next April? Or is it? Wait, where the
I'll
hell
look
are we?
into it. I don't know.
You're
I'll talk to people who've done it because
Yeah.
I'm kind of at the point where I want to make sure we go to a really successful show. So if Calgary sounds like a sure thing, then yeah. But if it sounds like we might not do super great, then maybe not. We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. No more comments because we gotta wrap this up. And a
My
new
head actually hurts.
a new feature, of course. I want to do upcoming events, and I want to actually be sure of it, so I actually made a list. June upcoming events, guys. If you're in the Toronto area, sorry, I don't know if you guys have events, go to those. June 6th, we got Super Audio Land happening at Lee's Palace at 9 o'clock. This is the follow-up to the previous one that was, I think, last month, so Super Audio Land 2. A lot of video game-inspired music and DJs and mixing and singing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Lee's Palace, June 6th, 9 p.m., and it's also tied to Con Bravo. We'll talk about that in a bit, too, of course. June 13th, we got Taffy, the Toronto Animation Arts
and Animation Festival International.
That thing, starting June 13th and going all throughout the weekend, and even until the Monday, I think. Lots of screenings going on. I believe it's still at the TIFF, Bell Lightbox Cinema. I'm not sure if it's still there. But
No, it's at the
it's not there.
Chorus Key building, so it's I don't know what the name of that street is, but it's not in the Taffy or it's not in the TIFF building, but if you search for Taffy, Taafi, all the information will be there.
June 14th, we got the late night Toon Tease burlesque show happening at the Randolph Theater at 8 p.m. If you like, the poster is actually one of the characters from Venture Bros. What's her name? The one who's always messing with Brock. She has like the heart eye patch. She's like a seductress, but I forget her name. That's happening.
Yeah.
If you like your burlesque, and Toronto burlesque is always a fun time when it's geeky burlesque.
Yeah.
It's quite silly, quite enjoyable. Also, June 21st, we got Steam on Queen starting at 11 a.m. at the Campbell House on Queen. You come in your steampunk outfits and walk around and wear goggles and a bit of hat.
Nice.
Steampunk on Queen Street. And it's like an old house, so it's like, ooh, tea.
Oh, I want to check that out.
And pints.
What's the place?
The Campbell House.
I've never been.
It's that weird little house that's just like a block west from City Hall on Queen.
Yes.
Just before you get to like
yes.
University or something like that, I think. We were there actually for Nuit Blanche, and they had like cider in like a hot pot. It was cool. That's all the upcoming events in Toronto. There's other ones coming up too, but we'll just go to those. I don't want to have a huge crazy list, so we'll get to those sooner or later. But of course, Con Bravo's coming up too. You want to get your tickets for that.
I have just to draw a saddle, but this page is almost done.
Okay, just cracked you like 2
for
pages.
Keeping me company while I ink, everybody. Molotov cocktails.
Yeah, Molotov. Wasn't it Molotov cocktails?
It is Molotov cocktails.
I knew it was something like that. Molotov cocktails.
Yeah.
Yes, Venture Bros. Watch that if you haven't. Yeah, we're gonna get some food and cake and things. Katie's hand is messed up.
It's so covered in ink.
Mangled and tangled. It's 10 o'clock. Upcoming events for us. We will be at Taffy.
We will.
There's a table at the wherever place.
Yeah.
Where?
Taffy place.
There you go. That thing.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I think that's our last. Is that our last show of the season? Don't you have a show you want to do or something?
I have a show. I'm kind of at the point where I'm worried I might cancel just because I've got
deadlines.
Yeah, deadlines and stuff. But it's something I decide within the next 2 days. But yeah, otherwise, Ann Arbor, Michigan Kids Read Comics Festival. I might not be able to make it out there. So I'm just trying to figure out my schedule this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, if not that, then Comic-Con San Diego we're gonna be at. don't know if we'll be tabling anywhere.
Oh,
but
probably not.
yeah, we'll be running around. Our friend Kazoo has the flight booth has now become part of the Gallery Nucleus booth, so if we're anywhere, we'll likely be there.
Well, that's way off in July. Otherwise, I'm just going to run around if I go at all.
I will be at the Hannibal.
Hannibal,
From 9 a.m. until 6.
I'll be in a sleeping bag outside.
Yeah.
With a hot thermos.
And if you leave, it's like someone can take your seat. So
leave me some food. I think that's all the upcoming events I can think of. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. I'll try to make it a good year. I'm almost done. Shaggy Reads Twilight, Chapter 20.
Yay.
I actually recorded the last thing I needed to just yesterday. It's a little extra special thing, of course, because it's Chapter 20, so that calls for a special author forward. So I had to get in touch with everyone, with a well-known British author. We'll talk about that later.
Oh dear.
If you want all that stuff and more, you got to follow the Twitters and the Tumblrs. Katie Shy
That's me.
For all those. Shaggy Shan for all my stuff. The Facebook, Shanahanigans. Spells like a sound. SHAN.
AHAN.
IGAN. Yes.
Yeah. Where I've also put up. I mean, this was a while ago, but the panel we were on at FanCap about comic communities, where we talk about this show and you guys, has been recorded by Lucy Bellwood, who moderated the panel. So I put that up on the Facebook, so you can give that a listen. I think that's the only other thing I've added to the page.
So you want to follow that page. For this show, if you're watching it on Google+, add it to Circle, I guess.
Yeah,
that way we can add you.
Notifications, I guess.
Yeah, we can add you to the notification list, so I can invite you guys to the show and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't use Google+. I don't know if anyone does. Do you guys use Google? Raise your hand. Use Google+.
I think Google employees.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, you tried, but it was a good effort.
Yeah.
So the point is, beyond that, the books. Silly Kingdom. It's being made right now.
It's happening.
Have you ever?
Pre-order it.
This thing will be in your hands, hot off the press. We're going to send this to one of you right now, and you can read it to the rest of them.
What?
Right? No?
Huh?
Okay, we're not doing that. We're going to make copies of this and put it into a bigger thing called a book.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a bunch of these pages. Let me tell you this.
Print size.
This is this revolutionary new thing we're working on. It's called a comic book, right? And Katie draws these things called pages.
Yeah.
With panels, with these things called characters, doing these things called things.
Yeah.
And we put them all together and staple it, and it's great. It's called comic books. I think it's going to take off. I hear there's a single Comic-Con coming up. It's all about these things.
I think they're connected.
And, we can get it to you if you go to SillyKingdom.com. It's called, just like it's spelled, SillyKingdom.com. You pre-order, you get the 2-pack. If you want the first one as well, Alan Grimm Rickshaw's 211th birthday. I just had my 29th birthday, and I know the pain of being old. This guy had his 211th. Goodness gracious, what could possibly go wrong at that party? Everything goes wrong. So you want to check that out. SillyKingdom.com. You can get a signed copy. Oh, man.
We also have the bonus editions for the pre-order where I will draw characters in the book all fancy like. It's not just a sketch. It's like an inked thing.
Yep. The other book for us is the Shrub Monkeys, the Shanahanigans Volume 1 book.
Yes. If you like this, Shrub Monkeys is just kind of more of this.
Yeah, Shrub Monkeys is where it all began. Yeah. All began as technically Harry Potter comics is where it all began. But that's neither here nor there. Shrub Monkeys is where all the jokes online began. And you can check it out there. Get that book too. You can also combo those two, but you don't do that at the Silly Kingdom site. You got to go to the Shanahanigans site if you want to get a Silly Kingdom and that.
And again, that's SHAN.
AHAN.
IGANS.
Yes. Maybe in the future we'll have a 3-book combo pack where you get 2 Silly Kingdoms and.
Yeah,
we haven't figured that out yet, but we'll look into that.
Wheels and deals.
Yeah, we'll do that. Katie Figueroa saying, been a pleasure as always, guys.
Thank you for
coming out. The show is usually every Tuesday around 8 o'clock and sometimes lasts 2 hours, apparently. So if you want to stop by for that, be sure once again to follow the Facebook page, do the circle thing, keep an eye on the Twitters and the Tumblrs because we're always posting about stuff we're doing. Always a good thing. We got Esmeralda saying, people, you have to see the merchandise playing the
mariachis.
Oh, sorry, the mariachis playing the Gerudo Valley of Ocarina of Time on a wedding. Please. Okay, so we have to look at that.
That's cool.
Gerudo Valley, mariachi band, Ocarina of Time, wedding.
But that'd
Remember
be amazing.
Okay, so wrapping up the cell. Do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Follow, like, click, join, circle, add, plus, what other things do the kids do? Retumble, reblog, retweet.
Reuse.
Yes. And reading Rainbow. Good.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys next week with all the topics you didn't let us get to this week. And we'll keep you posted if there's news shows, including Right Night, and the RPG show I'm talking about. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe.
Coolio.
It's been fun. And
It's been fun.
yeah, see you around.
Ciao, guys.
I'm going to have some cake.
Oh yeah, cake and Game of Thrones. Yeah.